All right, looks like this is the first one to go. So again, commencing our Shadow Duelist Tournament now. Welcome to round 1, duelists. Let's do this. Remember, it is going to be Swiss, but it is only 1 out of 1, so that gives us an opportunity to jump around to different duelists. But we're locked in. Let's do it, fam. It's time. Let the games begin. Got double Sky Striker fields here, but we're starting off with Snake Eyes Poplar. Going to get normal summon in order to add the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye from the deck to the hand. Immediately Link summoning off here into Link Karibo. We miss you so much, Link Karibo, in the TCG. I'm going to go and use the effect there. Go ahead and put that in the Spell and Trap Zone, and now we're live. You can always tell when we're live based on the live at the bottom right corner of the screen. A little yellow. So we are going to use the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, and we're going to go ahead and see what our opponent's got next. They're going to go ahead and bring out Snake Eyes Oak, so they're going to use Oak to bring back, I assume, Snake Eyes Poplar. Not going to place it in the Spell and Trap Zone again, obviously, because of its effect has already been used. No hints yet for the Shadow Duelist at all, so we're flying in blind. So it might be like your favorite celebrity, might be somebody you don't know, but only one way to reveal the celeb and win the mask, and that is to get to the finals of this tournament. And so with 8 rounds, let me take a look at how many competitors we had to, and I'll get the pairings in bracket. All right, there's the Battlefy. Yes, okay, so we do have the bracket, so you'll see wins and losses reported in here, and I want to make sure everybody has access to this. So, brackets. There we go. All right, so getting back into the duel in action here. Snake Eye combo continues, and we did make ourselves a Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon here. Very popular right now. You know, Snake Eye, not as popular in the TCG, but having its heyday in Master Duel. And here's partly why you have access to all of the tricks of the trade here. Not only Link Karibo, but also Baron de Fleur. And making that Moon to Closed Heaven can only mean one thing. It's Light Fiend, so it might be time to make some Fiendsmith cards. So Flamberge Dragon, of course, brought out the Poplar and Snake Eye Oak to the field, so lots of materials on the field there, but we're just going to see this get turned from 2-1. Bit of a disadvantage there in terms of Link climbing, but definitely worth it with Fiendsmith's Requiem. It's going to tribute itself and go to the graveyard there to special summon a Fiend. Now, is it going to be Lacrima of the Crimson Tears, or is it going to be Fiendsmith Engraver? It's going to be Fiendsmith Engraver there. So Fiendsmith Engraver on the field, not locked into anything in particular here. Could make a maybe Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames to special summon the Flamberge Dragon back, but usually you want to make like some sort of combo in between there. Seems like they're going for Fiendsmith Sequence. I always forget that Lacrima, like just classic Lacrima, the fusion monster, is allowed in Master Duel because we only had her for a short time in the TCG. She's such a great card. And, well, the Infinite Permanence is going to keep her from showing up on the field because Fiendsmith Sequence's effect is going to get negated. So, powerful deck, of course, but still falls to many of the common points of interaction, like Infinite Permanence. Voa Arlong doing their best against Statera there. By the way, Statera rocking out the Cross Duel icon there. Oh, pour one out for Cross Duel. I could drink to that. Love that game so much. All right, Deception of the Sinful Spoils being activated here. I will say, it does feel like the Wild West when you see just how cool and crazy the cards are. But speaking of crazy cards, we are using Deception of the Sinful Spoils here to go ahead and tribute that card in order to bring out a Hallowed Azamina from the deck to the hand. So time to fuse. Gonna go ahead. Do we see the chained activation? No, we're going right into that. So we're gonna go ahead and reveal. I think that was Muashilago, yep. The Muashilago coming right out the gate. And going to try to search here. Any Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, maybe an Effect Veiler. It is going to the opponent's side of the field, so they might have something. Not a bad place to go ahead and try to stop, but you still have to worry about... Yeah, okay, a second Infinite Permanence here. So doing a great job of avoiding any Triple Tactics Talent or Triple Tactics Thrust because they haven't activated any monster effects, just 2 trap cards. Glad that I'm not the only Cross Duel enthusiast in the chat there. I miss it so much. I do miss it. But we've got other great Yu-Gi-Oh! Games to stream. We'll come back to the early days collection soon, too. But the early days were long ago. Now we're on the cutting edge of dueling, as we see Fiendsmith Engraver return to the field by returning a Light Fiend from the graveyard to the extra deck. That being, of course, the Moon of the Closed Heaven. Can't see it, right? That's their extra deck, not ours. And we'll try to feature as many duels as we can. If you've got any people you're cheering for in the crowd, let me know. And again, we did post the bracket. The X2s will probably make it. You got a lot of wiggle room in this tournament. So don't have to feel bad if you lose the first one. It is Swiss. Don't go home accidentally if you lose the first one. Well, I guess you are home if you're doing remotely, but you know what I mean. So we're getting back in. Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames is making her appearance. So it might just be time for, yeah, just Flamberge Dragon. I would assume you might place, oh, the Fiendsmith sequence of the Spell and Traps, that would be a little weird. It's good value, but I think there's other stuff you can do. You also could do Fiendsmith's Requiem, but it looks like instead they're going to use the Fiendsmith Requiem to equip that into the Spell and Trap Zone. But yeah, Big Ferg and Duelist Sync, yeah, you're absolutely right. We haven't got any hints yet. So other than red, we know it's red. The Nocturne was purple, Axel was green, so red. That's the only hint I got. I mean, it's a great color. But we are going to see those two monsters sent from the Spell and Trap Zone to the graveyard to go ahead and bring out Snake Eyes Doomed Dragon. Can be special summoned, of course, and if special summoned, you get to turn on a face-up monster and place it in the Spell and Trap Zone. But there's not really anything yet that I think you would want to do with that. I mean, like, putting a Fiendsmith Engraver in the Spell Trap Zone doesn't help, especially when you're sitting there facing down the Promethean Princess. So we're going to link off the Promethean Princess. This could be an Amphibious Swarm Ship Ambler Whale. Oh, actually, it's going to be a Heat of the Fire Charmer Ablaze being used maybe to bring back the Promethean Princess. There's not really any other, like, super high-value fires in the graveyard, except maybe getting some of the Snake Eye monsters back in for later use. Hey, Vox, if you get mixed, they do rotate. They do rotate, so don't worry. Anybody in the chat who eagerly wants to have their time in the sun, we'll definitely give it to you if we can. But I am locked into this one for now. Alright, so, speaking of being locked in, it's like our duelists are locked in. We haven't seen too much after the Hita bring back the Flamberge. Just going to set a single card on the field. Are going to use the Flamberge effect. Who would you take out of the graveyard? Okay, so just the Snake Eye Oak for the extension. So go like, you special summon Oak, you bring back Poplar, you get something off the Poplar, and then it can go to the Spell and Trap Zone after you use like a Cerebro or something like that. Oh, actually, looks like we're just going to make an SP Little Knight here. And are going to banish one of the infinite permanences from the graveyard. What are we worried about? Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon? If there was a Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon? Sorry, I'm an anime stan. I may not be playing Blue Eyes as much right now, but I definitely believe in the deck. But it didn't have access to Primites, and a different Forbidden Limitless may mean it's just not as successful here. So let's let the Duelist do the talking here. Flamberge Dragon is going to use its effect, but it's met with a reaction from Boa using Max C. So unfortunately, the Snake Eye Oak may want to add that Poplar back to the hand in order to prevent his opponent from having to draw there. Alright, so that is going to be one draw. But luckily, Snake Eye Oak has that powerful sort of like variable effect. Like, do I special summon it or do I just pluck it out and bring it to my hand? It looks like they are going to go and special summon it. They're valuing the fact that they can add another card. It kind of evens things out. Having extra body doesn't hurt them at all. Just trying to play some high value Yu-Gi-Oh! Ooh, okay, cool. So getting some early reports there, and again, if you do take a look at the Battlefy link, which I'll put in the chat again, you can get early results. It will have some of the standings and stuff. And right now, we do already have dozens of duelists who have already won out of the entire tournament. Take a look at the full size here. Goes all the way to table 136 times 2. So we made about 270. Got about 270 duelists here trying to compete for the Shadow Duelist qualifiers. But now we're seeing Saga summoning, by the way. So it is time for another powerful fire deck to get its game on. It's going to use gold. Or should be, yeah, gold sarcophagus. I almost said shining sarcophagus. She's going to be playing that deck so much. Alright, but gold sarcophagus. Vanishing. Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos. That is a very cute way. I love that we're getting back into Dragon Ruler format. I'm really excited about Alliance Insight and all the new Dragon Ruler cards from that. But Dragon Rulers are still here. Like, you can still get some stuff done. All right. So, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring there to stop it. Opponent considering, do they want to do anything? Voe decides not to activate anything in response. The Gold Sark certainly got it banished, and it's cool that it'll get to use its effect in 2 turns, but are we going to live that long? Now we see one of the greatest finishers in the game, in the top 10 for sure, Tenpai Dragon Pydra. Activating its effect, that Ash Blossom doesn't seem like it hit the right thing for now. I guess it was trying to just slow the bleeding on the Tenpai. But we do see Sungen Kaiman added from the deck to the hand. There is a draw on Lockbird that's actually really huge. It means that the Sungen Kaiman has to be activated right now in a chain, but it won't get the special summon. So you can go for the Tenpai Dragon Chundra here. And it shows the continuing power of Droll and Lockbird. Really great card in the format, and particularly in this format, it's a level 1 spellcaster. So, Blue Eyes, right? But we haven't seen any Blue Eyes gameplay yet. So, just hoping to see it, because again, we just got the structure deck cards in there in the latest selection pack. So, there's also the new A to Z cards that came out. There's a bunch of new Galaxy Eyes stuff that came out. So, Light is definitely in this season. Alright, so we do have Tenpai Dragon Chundra. Gonna go and get special summoned here. And it's still anybody's game. And remember, this is 1 out of 1 format, so Voe and Satera not playing for their life, but playing for a nice start to this tournament, of course. You know, if you're aiming, you could probably make it as X2. Be nice to just make it as X and O, right? Little hearts and kisses across the board as you make it undefeated with an unblemished record. But we are seeing some early reports here. And again, the bracket pretty much tells the whole story here. I guess it's not really the bracket, just as much as pairings. A little bit, it is weird to have like some of these decks, and that's what I love about Master Duel so much, is it's not the same Yu-Gi-Oh, right? If you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, just grab your deck box and get it going. But this gives us like these cool what-if formats. Like, what if we had Blue Eyes but not Bryzel? And what if we had Blue Eyes but not Primite? But I hate to invoke, they're staring each other down. But they're staring each other down. Nice little retro video game reference for those in the know. But what could you get out of here? Looks like we're going to go in for the Synchro Summon. Saw the little green of the animation there. Maybe Black Rose Dragon Pass? No, we're actually going to do Sangenpai Biden Dragon. Number 4 finisher makes sense. If we get that far, usually that's cruise control for Duel. Punts aside, though, going to go ahead and bring ourselves out a Tenpai Dragon Chundra. Kind of all we need. Definitely could get double Synchro Summons here later on. It's Droll and Lockbird, though, so it's a little rough because you're really never going to get access to the Tenpai Dragon Fadra. So, no green tiles in this Mahjong match. I think this is kind of a good peek, though. If you got to see the Challenger Cup that aired earlier this morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, there was a lot of Tenpai, a lot of Fiendsmith, a lot of Azamina, a lot of, you know, Snake Eye, and a lot of Millennium. I'm so proud that people are remembering that, like, it's not just for Exodia. It's actually, like, a really good engine to just put monsters on the field and use materials for different summons. But this does give us kind of what I think is a nice preview of what the stabilized format looks like. But I'm looking for the geniuses. I'm looking for some of the weird stuff we're going to get here. Now, that's huge, having the Bestial Magma mode, because remember, you can add the dragons from the graveyard to the hand. But the issue is now they can chain the Link Karibo here, and so that is going to mean that you're not going to banish with the Bestial Magma, so it's going to go right back to the hand. And it's helpful later, but this duel just isn't up yet. Alright, so, battle phase. Tenpai Dragon Chundra is going to attack the Link Karibo. Never makes it to damage step, reduces its attack to 0. Not a huge deal. Chundra can just go ahead and attack the Snake Eyes Poplar. Maybe you're going to take 200 damage. Oops. But this is your only way into getting Fadra, so you're going to special summon the Fadra from the deck here. There it is. Gorgeous green. Going to go and use its effect to bring back the Tenpai Dragon Pydra from the graveyard. Hydra hitting the field, so no damage. Okay, doesn't matter that we're in 0. It's only our first attack here. So definitely going to get rid of the SP Little Knight. Only activating effects during the damage step, very smart. And also had the protection there of Sangen summoning during the main phase, so pretty safe here. Only influences we have, of course, are the Bident, the Droll and Lockbird, the Max C. We are going to see Tenpai Dragon Pydra respond. And I assume it's going to make another 7. Or they could just go ahead and send the Bident Dragon to the graveyard since there's been enough attacks at this point. Right, well, there'll be a third attack in a moment. There's only been 2 attacks so far, but, like, by the time that Sungen Python send the Dragon shows up on the field, the number 3 finisher of the game. What's better than that? I gotta go find the chart. Because what could you win with more than Transcendent Dragon? Aichi sounds like you're in the know. Hey, nice, nice. Getting early reports too. Congratulations to those of us in the chat. We're actually scooping up some early wins. Insulating that tournament bracket, kind of giving yourself a little insurance there. All right, speaking of insurance, man, I hope your policy covers fire because, man... Well, if you know anything about the actual lore or the plants, rather, that the Snake Eyes monsters are based on, if I recall correctly, poplar grass loves being burned down. It's actually healed by that. So, maybe you don't need any insurance for the burning you're about to get here, but Trident Dragon does appear on the field, uses its effect, destroys 2 cards for 2 additional attacks, one of them being the field spell Sungen Summoning that when it's destroyed doubles the attack of this monster, so it's 6,000 attack here, and that's game. So a fiery finish, Boa Arlong conquering against a true duelist and a fan of cross duels there. Let's go ahead and jump back out and find another game in progress here. And we'll sort of fast forward this one from the beginning until we can get to it live. There are shorter rounds because it's only 1 out of 1. So it's going to be, double check in, 20-minute rounds. So there's only 3 minutes left in the round, and the time rules are a little different than the TCG. Oh, we got ourselves Rescue Ace. Wow, so they started off with Rescue Ace Hydrant, trying to use the effect, got stopped with Ash Blossom. They returned an Unexpected Die back to the deck with a triple Tactics Talent. They got Poplar with their Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, set a single card, and then Path. Cosmic Cyclone went for the face down, was an infinite permanence with no effect. Looks like we are seeing plants, so all that practice from earlier work. Therion Disc Coliseum grabbing the Therion Lily. But Lily didn't have anything to target. Another Ash Blossom stopping the Rescue Ace Hydrant. But then a simple Link summon. So going ahead and grabbing that Ash, but then getting rid of the Hita with a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit being discarded from the hand. But that does mean Snake Eye Oak can be brought out. So that's the end phase turn change. Man, we got ourselves a good one. Unexpected Die. Now we're going to see a Sunsight Genius Loci. Of course, another plant burning monster, right? So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Snake Eyes Poplar, use that to add the original Sinful Spoils. We're going to go ahead and bring out Sun Avalon Dryas, who brings out Sunvine Sowing, play the Sunvine Sowing, bring out the Sunseed Twins. Sunseed Twins will go ahead and target that Sunseed Genius Loci, but we'll go ahead and chain our Rescue Ace monster to go ahead and bring out the Fire Engine defense mode. Bringing out Sunvine Thrash, we're going to gain a little bit of life points here, and that means some attacks going to go up as well. We did get a special in Rescue Ace Airlift to grab an additional card, thankfully. The Therion Lily Boreas brings itself to the field, bringing out the Sunside Twins. Now we're going to Link Summon again. Now we're seeing a Killer's just full plant combo. Aromatherapy Jasmine gaining life points, being able to special summon a plant monster over that powerful effect there. We're going to see Ragnarok Bloom bring down the temperature in the room, reducing all the attack here. Then comes Aroma Lilith Rosemary, adding Aroma Blend from the deck to the hand, tributing a monster, banishing one of the cards, gaining some life points, bringing out Bangalance with the Resurgent, and then going ahead to attack. Well, I know who will win on the life points here. I mean, it's plants. And I gotta thank our stream for making us plant compliant. We actually know what's going on here. Big Lancer goes ahead and clears out the fields. We do see the Aroma Blends. Go ahead and ditch your card to bring out Blessed Winds. Blessed Winds will recycle something, gain 500 life. Banish the Aroma Blends, banish 2 plant monsters, fusion summon Aroma Lilith Magnolia, who goes ahead and uses her effect to banish again. Really good plant power here, so these plants are fire resistant. Snake Eye Oak is going to bring back the Rescue Ace Hydrant. Rescue Ace Hydrant, of course, is going to use its effect to bring out Rescue Ace Turbulence. Going to go ahead and use the Snake Eye Oak effect there to send a card to the graveyard to bring out Snake Eyes Flamberg Dragon. The Blessed Winds was chained. Vega Lancer does get to bounce monsters and then take damage, which reduces the life points, making the Humid Winds even better later when it shows from the field. But right now, we've got Rescue Ace Turbulence setting 4 cards, right? Emergency, Alert, Extinguish, as well as Contain. Going to go ahead and use that to add a glossy, a royal glossy finish copy there of the Rescue Ace Preventer. Going to combine those 2 monsters with different names, discard a card to go ahead and clear a little bit out there from the Disc Coliseum, destroying that. We're going to bring out Access Code Talker now. Rescue Ace Preventer using its effect to bring back the Turbulence. Access Code Talker powering up. And now we're going to start banishing Link monsters from the graveyard. We're live! We actually managed to catch up with that entire duel in just a few moments. And time is about to be called. So I believe that Neanter is going to end up being the winner of this duel, actually. Because let's go over the time rules real fast. When the time is up, the game continues until the end of the player turn, and the winner will be decided by the duelist who has the highest life points. If players have the same life points, the game will continue on a turn-by-turn basis until a turn ends with the duelist who has more life points. But with time just recently being called, then I believe that on this one, it is going to go until the end of the turn. But if Neanter simply ends their turn, then that means they're going to win. Shows that plants are good, but for this particular one, the Banga Lancer damage they ended up taking for the negate basically put them too far behind, so I guess they have a way to just gain a whole bunch of life. That's pretty much it. But yeah, no, you are absolutely right in the chat, Anna. We are basically looking at a duelist who's popping off, who's already won. Taking a look at our bracket here, I'm going to go ahead and post the Battlefy stats in the chat there. There are just a few outstanding ones, but let me see if there's any duelists that we know or have been on the stream before. So taking a look at all the blue names here. Nicky Boy was there, Jude Yu-Gi-Oh was there from the previous one as well. We're also seeing a couple of different duelists. Some people even have profiles, but just neat. Oh yeah, level 100 Crobat, so we did see some friends and allies of the chat here. A lot of great people, but speaking of great people, we still got a great duel in front of us, even though it's already been called effectively by the rules of the game. Nice job, fam. All right, so they did manage to do it. Actually, they ended the duel on their own terms, attacking with beautiful copies of cards. I mean, you gotta give it to their collection for sure. Okay, that's a good one. I think there shouldn't be any other duels going on here. Yeah, so we were just waiting for our next thing. Okay, so we managed to get through round 1. So what did we learn? Well, we learned, honestly, plants are still good, but if you are getting towards time, you still got to monitor those life points, so keep that in mind as well. We also learned this is going to be a relatively brisk tournament, right? We've got 8 rounds, and we've already gone through one of them. So if you have a busy schedule like Pheromone, give me these duels faster. The good news is they will be pretty fast, because with a 20-minute round and only 7 rounds to go, that's approximately about 2.5 hours with like some extra runtime in between. So this is going to be a very brisk day. We'll get you back to whatever it is you do for fun, other than hanging out with us and chilling in here. I'm Pheromone, this is the Shadow Duelist Qualifier Tournament, and we've got 7 rounds to go to find out who our top cut will be for tomorrow. We're going to start at approximately the same time tomorrow, so that should be, noon, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Central Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So I'm also going to upload these to my YouTube channel afterwards, so if you are watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube, hi, good to see ya. You count too, you matter. But we're just waiting for some outstanding results. And then we're just going to kick this off and keep on going. Taking a look at the talk of the town here. See if there's any... Ooh, some people talking about stun. Some people talking about... Ooh, Jesse Cotton is at the tournament, looks like. People asking about Blue Eyes White Dragon putting up any results without Primite. I'm very curious about that myself. Round 1 results still coming in. We are seeing a couple of people from the stream just start to figure stuff out, but we won't get pairings until we get into the next side of stuff. So we do have a moment to breathe. Woo! Really cool set though. I'm just gonna bounce out of here just for a moment so we can take a look at everything new that's out. So what I was hoping to see, and it may be a bit, we of course have the 7 Tachyon, but there's no Ryzel yet, so it's not as crazy. We do have the new Blue Eyes stuff, right? Blue Eyes, Ultimate Spirit Dragon is out. We of course have the new XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon. There's also Divine Golden Shadow Dragon, like, try saying that again. Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Dragluxion, okay. And then there's some new Fiend stuff that I haven't gotten into yet, but I really do want to give it a shot, basically like new Bakura. A lot of really cool stuff in the set, but we just have to find somebody who is brave enough. Neat, very, very cool. Again, hoping just to see it. It's good that they're winning those community fan tournaments, but we want to see them win the official stuff here too. I mean, Duke of Demise is super cool. All right, looks like people are starting to sit down here. So I think we are going to have a new set of pairings. So let me go check the announcement channel real fast. They haven't... Okay, there they go. They're starting to type. When they start to type, then we know we're about to duel. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the Duke of Demise. We're going all the way back. Because remember, it's basically like Animation Chronicle. It's a lot of the new cards that they got over there. And I'm so glad, because Animation Chronicle is my favorite set every year. Because it's got the fun stuff. It's got like the Brothers of Legend. You got Kari Babylon practically in there. But anime references aside, honestly, the format is really like... I see why it's tough to like show up with, you know, one of those decks that we were just talking about and why we're seeing the other decks. We're waiting for a couple of people who didn't show up. It looks like there's some no-shows, and they're trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, make sure that they know they're about to be dropped from the tournament. So if you're watching the stream and you forgot to report for your match, you may want to report for your match, because we don't want you to get kicked out. So please, please. For those in the know, I am going to be at Vegas next week for the Team YCS, and I have been asked by a couple of folks if there was going to be stream coverage of that, and they have updated the FAQ. There is not going to be a live stream for Team YCS Vegas. There's going to be blog coverage, though, so you can always check out that. I am going to be grabbing my camera, literally this little thing, right? And I'm going to be vlogging over there, so if you want to see some of the stuff that happened, I'll just be posting that on my YouTube probably after the event, once I get a chance to edit everything. And then we got YCS Houston after that, and YCS Houston, I believe, is going to be streamed. So if you missed that one out, at least there's going to be a consolation prize. I used to love reading, like, there's something different about reading the drama of dueling. I need to read all the blog posts, like, afterwards when we get home, just as a video. We'll do a dramatic reading of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series. Alright, so, as we continue to wait here, it looks like they are just getting things done behind the scenes. I'm not going to gamble. The only gambling I'm doing is playing a good deck. Which is a gamble for me, because I usually stunt. I usually play something kind of funny, for sure. Okay, so we are going to the... Take a look at the Talk With Everyone channel. There's a few folks who dropped, okay. So, hopefully we get going soon. But just killer to see. Take a look at just, like, the... Okay, people are starting to sit down. Does that mean... Are they good, or are they just showcasing how great this is? Take a look at the in-room replays real fast. I guess we could just watch a replay while we're waiting, because the only thing is, I don't want to get, like, caught into a replay. But let me see if maybe this is Blue Eyes, because they've got Blue Eyes on the brain. Oh, unless literally when I click that, that's when round 2 starts. Okay, yeah, so we don't have time for the other replays. But is this Blue Eyes? Does Blue Eyes exist? It does exist. Okay. We got a second, right? We got 4 minutes. We can try to speedcast this. All right, so this was a Blue Eyes match from round 1. And we'll see. So they start off with the Mausoleum. They normal summon Droll and Lockbird. They, of course, send Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard. They use Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit with Eyes of Blue, they tribute the special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. They use Bestial Magma to banish their own Spirit with Eyes of Blue, and then try to search. Looks like they're going to get chained. Double chained to rescue Ace Impulse to special summon the Fire Engine. And they had the Infinite Impermanence. But once the monster was destroyed, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon special summons itself out to the field, and we're going to see a Link 2 here of Erratic Seals of Heavenly Sphere. And then, since they negated the Magma, there wasn't really much else here. We will see Erratic Seals go ahead and chain. There's going to be another Impulse. The Impulse brings out the Preventer. It does bounce there, but you are going to see Banishing 2 for the Turbulence. Anyway, does have a Ball Drake just basically doing defense mode work here, as they set both Extinguish, Contain, Emergency, and Alert. Oh no, excuse me, Rescue. Are going to see some battle in there. Monster is destroyed, but it's going to slow things down, at least more in the favor of the Rescue A side. We still got 2 more minutes. We're good, we're good. Open for Blue Eyes come back. Do have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring here, but it just looks like battle, attack. They're going to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, and yes, Blue Eyes does win, and we do see the animation, but not the way you would expect. Okay, whoops. Be careful what you wish for, Duelist. Sometimes you get exactly what you asked for. All right, so we do have pairings for round 2. They should be starting soon. I do see Blue Eyes. I'm going to start to gravitate towards these, just so I can see it. That's funny, though. We did get to see Blue Eyes attack and win. The Blue Eyes White Dragon is a legendary engine of destruction. So... That is wild. All right, so official start time will be in about 2 more minutes here. I mean, I'm not going to watch them lose all day. I just watch Blue Eyes win. Yeah, if they're in the top table for sure, Aichi, if you'll give me the name, I'm happy to poke in on any friends we have for the chat, because this stream isn't for nobody, it's for you. But they would have to rise to the cream's crop. La crème de la crème, right? We're going to be doing the World Championship in beautiful Paris, so might as well speak French while we're going here. Just crazy, like, the World Championship feels like it was yesterday, but it was September, which makes it 6 months ago. So we're basically at the halfway point, since we've got about 6 more months until we get to, I think August is when we're holding this year. And we're just the beginning of March. But yeah, we've got plenty of duelists to choose from here at the beginning. Trying to highlight different duelists for sure. Don't want to just, you know, make it the Vox show starring Vox. But try to get as many good looks as we can over the course of the day. But good stuff, good stuff. Like, Rescue Ace being viable is always great. It's always great. Excuse me, I'm having a little bit too much carbonation here. But yeah, Rescue Ace is certainly exciting to see, like, actually doing work. And it's not, like, unusual. I know at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Open Tournament in Singapore, a lot of people are playing, like, Rescue Ace Fiendsmith still. And it is just a good deck. All right, we've got about 1 minute left. 1 minute, and I think... Taking a look here. Yeah, we're not missing anything. We're just waiting. Okay, so let me take a look to see if your X-Slayer friend is here. Not seeing them yet, no. Okay, so we shall see who we can find from the list of eligible duelists. It's good, it's good. It really is. I mean, if you're not playing it, you might have a good reason. Stuff comes up, right? But, looks like there's a lot of these VOA. VOA, like it's like a team. Because we had VOA before, and they did win. I've also got Uzoria, a familiar name. Trigger Happy has the Blue Eyes circle. I'm curious. I just want to see a Blue Eyes win. Oh, and it's game time, and they're ready. Let's do it. Oh no, I'm sorry, friend. You can see if they'll put you back in with the loss, because I think technically X2 can make it. But that would be up to them, so I would go right to the Discord, and just to help you out here, I'm going to give you a link to the Discord so you can, like, speed this. So, here is your Discord friend, and best of luck. Oh, I think it may have, like, had a little error there, so I redid the link. Okay, so, getting into this duel, it's live. They're going to be starting off with Kashtira Unicorn, but then a normal summon Droll and Lockbird. Could that mean? Is this a Blue Eyes deck? That feels pretty Blue Eyes starty. Nope, looks like we're going to link 2 and make Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Kashtira Birth activate. Oh, this is perfect. Before you use your Predaplant Verte Anaconda's effect, you bring out the Kashtira Unicorns. If they try to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring or anything else against your Predaplant Verte Anaconda, then you do get at least something. I love the little confetti popping into the air. Oh, it's going to be for Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer here. Send Fusion Destiny down. And, yep, Destiny Hero Celestial and Destiny Hero Dasher, the two, probably my favorite. I mean, you could always use Malicious or Denier. There's a bunch of different Destiny Heroes to send to the grave. But that's certainly a fun one. All right, that's the end phase. That's all they're going to do. It's a strong field still, depending on what they have in their hands, too. All right, we believe in you, duelists, but... Pass turn back over to Trigger Happy, rocking out the Blue Eyes seal here. And the Blue Eyes field. Does it mean what we think it means? They're in the main phase. Can they do it? Show me the legendary Engine of Destruction. Well, that's a dragon! But it looks like it's going to be Dora Dora. So let's go ahead and showcase some Fire Dragon gameplay. Grabbing the Tenpai Dragon Gaminoku. Now, that is going to trigger the effect of Kashtira Unicorn. That does mean they get to rifle through the extra deck. I would imagine you take out a Transcendent Dragion or a maybe Trident Dragion. Depends on what their extra deck looks like. If they only have one or the other, it's just easy to actually, like, score a real snipe there. We're waiting to see what they have. Interesting. Oh, it is an adorable dragon for sure. Not gonna say no to that one. Alright, so actually they got rid of the Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, which makes sense. You want to protect your ability to have those effects during the battle phase, and we don't know if it'll come up that often, but at least with the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, that's important. So, revealing just Mulcharmy Fuwalos on top of the deck. Mulcharmy Fuwalos not very helpful now, even if it was added to the hand, because Field's got some cards in it. But we're going to see Bestial Magnamut probably take out the Celestial, yeah, to prevent the drawing effect from next turn. So special summon that. Going to go ahead and add a dragon. Doesn't seem like they're going to chain anything. There's always, you know, you always have to ask, is Momoflora down there going to be like, it's time to destroy Phoenix Enforcer? Do have some Fire Dragon monsters, so here is Tenpai Dragon Chundra. And we'll be making Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, but you pretty much have everything else, so it feels pretty decent if you're cheering for Trigger Happy here. They've got a very strong position. Like, there's no reason to worry about them. Alright, so battle phase. I think we're just going to try to win it out from here, but immediately activating the effect of Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, I think, to destroy the Chundra and probably Phoenix Enforcer itself. And remember that the Tenpai Dragon Chundra will have to do the Quick Synchro right now. But remember also that it doesn't target when you're doing Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. So we very well might see like something weird happen. So, well, time to resolve. So what synchro are we going to bring out, Trigger Happy? The music here sort of belies how dramatic this duel is, because it just do. I mean, it's a bop in its own sense, just a different type of bop. All right, well, remember, X2 definitely can make it, friends, so even if you have a bad hand, don't give up just yet. You absolutely can make it. All right, so as the quest continues here, seems like the field has kind of just reduced itself to Darkwing Blast, right? Kashtira Unicorn and Bestial Magnamut. But two cards were special summon from the extra deck, so wow, Royal Glossy finish there on the Superstar Slayer Typhon. All right, so Tenpai Dragon Chundra gonna go ahead and bring itself out here. But that's for next turn, so now Momoflora's got an opportunity here to sort of even the odds. Gonna use Destiny Hero Dasher on the Bestial Magnamut for just like a free summon without banishing any of the Destiny Heroes in the graveyard. That's interesting. I guess, you know, I mean, it's not a bad way to do it. I'm not sure why they burned it, but it's fine. It's not going to cause any problems. We do see the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, of course, reducing the attack of the Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis, but it's only 2,700, so it still needs a couple of hundred down further. All right, Moon of the Close 7. So, going to be a full Fiendsmith combo, and then you get to use the Kashtira Birth. So, I noticed that Momoflora's game plan is always, I don't act unless I have Kashtira Unicorn on the field, so that anytime there's a monster interaction, I can go ahead and punish them back. Really good, really solid, consistent gameplay from Momoflora. Like, really enjoying it, honestly. I'm a Kashtira fan. Because now they make the Fiendsmith Requiem, and so now if something happens, whether it is an Ash Blossom in Joyous Spring, or just some other card we're not worried about, don't have to worry about it, right? Momoflora is able to use the Kashtira Unicorn to just pluck something out of the extra deck, throw that thing face down in the banish pile, and that's pretty much it, right? But now we got Fiendsmith Engraver showing up. It's going to go ahead and equip itself. So I think the answer here is to just chuck the Fiendsmith Requiem off of Fiendsmith Engraver's back, and that's how they're going to deal with it. And that means, I mean, they've got really good numbers on the field already, about 7,400 points of damage. I guess that went down a little, 6,800 points of damage. Just need 1,200. They are going to use Mulcharmy Fuwalos. We are kind of in Nibiru territory, so maybe drawing something would help. But Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring slowing it down, so if you got the Nibiru, you got to show it to me now. And this is going to mean that Kashira Unicorn is going to trigger, so you get a little bit more of insulation against a full Tenpai combo where you can just be like, activate Kashira Unicorn. And then showcase what you got, what you got. He probably is, by the way. We had some questions about Jesse Cotton in the chat. Let me take a look. He was in the HoloLive collab event and made it to Top Cut. I do see, yeah, Jesse is here. And if I click, looks like he won his first match and he's still playing a second. You can get all the bracket info that I just mentioned right here, and Jesse just plays under his own name. So really easy to find him. But yeah, the legendary winningest of winningest people. Remember, a Master Duel world champion from the World Championship team. So yeah, I can definitely see the interest there. But just duking it out with the best of them, trying to showcase that he is eligible to probably top this tournament as well. Speaking of top of the tournament, we're still playing this duel. So Fiendsmith Lacrima, formed off of the Fiendsmith sequence, going to use its effect to target a light fiend in the graveyard and either add it to the hand or special summon it. So really easy to get access to a second level 6 and make a powerful, powerful special summon of an extra deck monster. For me, gotta be, you know, Wave High King Caesar. Triple D Wave High King Caesar is just so good. People calling, clamoring for it to be placed in the Forbidden Liminalist. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. If it got on there, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. But then what? They're going to run Photon Bouncer, right? That'll be the next, like, just rank 6. Just Photon Bouncer, sure. Negate show effect, take 1,000 damage. But right now, it just looks like attack, attack, attack. This should be... Oh, we did forget about the Song and Pai Biden Dragon. If it was just raw attack stats, it would have probably reduced the opponent's life points to 100. The Trigger Happy, smarter than that, special summoning out in attack mode, destroying the Kashtira Birth. But now destroying Fiendsmith sequence. And the Senpai Dragon. To do another 2,500 points there. And then 2,400 as well. Leaves him at 100, yeah, just like what we talked about. So, oh, Lacrima goes to the graveyard and finishes it off. I can already see this happening. So, SP Little Light, pretty good. But Fiendsmith Lacrima's in the graveyard. Shuffle a Light Fiend. And then, even if you're using this effect to chain block, making sure that your opponent can't do anything, we're about to say a very humble bye to Trigger Happy. So, gonna banish that. Insulates everything just fine. Goodbye, Sung and Paibaden Dragion, and goodbye, Trigger Happy. At least for now. Remember, don't get discouraged. X2 can make it. Which means if you haven't won a single round yet in this tournament, you're fine, right? Because you still have the ability to win out from here. All right, let's take a look at... looking for interesting icons. Yeah, you know what? A soccer ball is pretty interesting. We'll go from the beginning there. I always love like the really like... Basic isn't the right word, but just natural icons, right? It's a soccer ball, it's a car, it's a pair of roller skates or rollerblades. Now let's see what these two duels are doing as we try to fast forward to catch up where they are now. Oh, it's Exo Sister! Wow, so immediately using the combo, bring out 2 Exo Sister names with Carpe Diem, bringing out Caspadel, and then trading that out to get out Exo Sister Stella, summoning Exo Sister Stella, using that to bring out Exo Sister Ellis, making Exo Sister Michaelis. Michaelis is going to trade that out for Exo Sister Returnia, trading, or excuse me, setting 2 cards and then passing turn from there. It's nice to see Exo Sisters. Going to use Into the Void. This might be Sky Striker? Yeah, there's Widow Anchor on just 1 trying to negate, but the Returnia is going to immediately bring out Exo Sister Magnifica by stacking those 2 on top of each other. Then using Dark Hole, use Sky Striker Kagari as the Carpe Diem target, so you can't use Carpe Diem, or excuse me, you can't use that. But now it's Tenpai time! Wow! Okay, so Chundra attacks. Then, of course, Hydra is just there. Biden Dragion's there. Going to go and special summon out the Hydra. Hydra's going to use its effect after the attack. And now we're live. We've caught up in a Transcendent Dragion. What a great way to, like shake them, right? They think you're playing Sky Striker. They call Sky Striker with Carpe Diem, and you're like, no, this is a Tenpai deck, sorry. And using the Sung and Pai Biden Dragion to even destroy the Carpe Diem. That's a nice little bait and switch. I really like Basala's grind game on the football field. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Well, Zaldin, not completely down and out. Because it's going to be turn end there. So into the void, making them lose all their cards. So this is interesting. Set 4 and pass. All right. Proceeding into turn 3 here. They're going to activate Pot of Avarice. Really interesting to go ahead and reset up the entire combo. And it's a way to motivate Exo Sisters. Okay, this is really cool. All right, so gonna go ahead and bring in all the main deck monster names and a Michaelis. So it'll be Exo Sister Ellis, Stella, Martha, and Michaelis. Gonna set a single card to the field there. Gonna use Martha's effect now, see if there's any response. I mean, with 4 set cards on the field, you would imagine there'd be some kind of response. Question here on the Heraldic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Do you bounce after the Xyz monster shows up, or do you try to bounce now? That's the question on Basala's mind. What shall they do? Are they going to activate it right this second, or just let the play proceed? Looks like we're going to use Sky Striker Mecha with Anchor. We do not have anything in the main monster zone, so you can not only negate, but absorb. But then we'll use Exo Sister packs. So, good operations here, because Exo Sister packs, you're only able to special summon if you control the monster who's mentioned in the name of the monster you added, right? So now if you lose the monster, if you lose control of it from the Widow Anchor, that's fine, because you didn't miss that opportunity, since, as you know, Stella says Ellis, and Ellis was negated and taken. Now plays sort of cooled down. The duels have felt each other out back into real time. Chat cheering for Zaldin. Let's see if he gathers the chat's energy into a winning combo. Extra Sister Michaelis, Xyz summoned. Nothing too crazy yet. Not seeing any attempts to use the Heraldic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, although now is Basala's time. Okay, Commentator's Curse. We said it hadn't happened yet, so of course the first thing that happens is that. Tributing it, I assume going to bounce there, but also able to target a card and banish it. This actually would be a really great way to banish the Heraldic Seal. Not sure if Zaldin is aware of that, but it would be moved to another place, but still tributed, I guess, so maybe it would still work, but I think the last thing that happened was banish. So under OCG game mechanics, I believe that you wouldn't get the effect, but don't quote me on that. Don't be listening on the stream and say, but Pheromone said. Pheromone's just curious. All right, so Extra Sister Michaelis going to banish the face-down Sky Striker Afterburners instead. And then that's going to bounce, so we are going to see the Heavenly Spheres activate. All right, so we are going to see the Tenpai Dragon Fadra go ahead and use its effect, so it might be back in the Tenpai town as Tenpai Dragon Chundra. Now remember whose turn it is. It's Zaldin's turn. So there's multiple duel rooms, but there's also mini duel rooms, so we're only going to have access to the main one that is put together by the stream team. And thank you, merci beaucoup, mes amis, je suis désolé, mon vocabulaire est très petit. But back en anglais, in English, we are rocking out with the best of them again. Basala's going to draw for turn, just staring down a single Exo Sister, and has a pretty decent Tenpai field, right? Has all the names they need to get multiple attacks. And yes, this tournament is going to be all weekend. We're going to do the Swiss round. We're round 2 right now of 8 total. And then tomorrow we'll do the top cut. I think it's going to be top 16, but we'll find out pretty fast. We do have Exo Sister Valdez being activated here. So, going to special summon both of these Exo Sisters. It's true that the Exo Sisters could resolve, by the way. There's nothing really on the field protecting anything. And if there's any synchro summons for Sunken Pai, Bide, and Dragon, I'll like to special summon from the graveyard, which would trigger Exo Sister effects here. So you're going to have to be very careful. Can't eliminate all of them. Almost would have to go like Chundra. Didn't special summon during the damage step. How interesting. So going to quick synchro now. Alright, so making Queeb out the Blade Dragon. Wow, so target a card in the field destroyed. So really making sure to respect Zaldin's Exo Sister monsters. I certainly respect Exo Sisters. And doing a great job of, like, I'm going to clear everything out so I don't have to deal with giving my opponent any free, like, oh, and then there's the Sangek Kaiman. That's pretty hype. So, get Pydra, summon Pydra, and then Pydra's effect activates. Wow, able to hide that just at the very end. And there's no tuners on the field. Whoa, did you... it was very brief. That is... This right here is royal. I just always, like, get excited about, like, you know, what cards do people, like, chase and collect, and what do they think is, like, the signature piece of their strategy. It's good stuff. Alright, so 3,000. Still got 700 left, but wasn't able to close it out, so Zaldin still can make the comeback. Gets to draw one last card. Looking at when this will end, it's going to be in about a minute. So, unless they gain all the life there, it might be pretty difficult for them. As we go through this blistering breakneck speed tournament. Alright, so Promethean Princess Bestower Flames. Slamming down here, just trying to insulate, right? You also want to get all your graveyard actions out of the way now. So we are going to see Fadra placed on the field. I don't think Fadra's effect has been activated, so yeah, it's going to special summon. And that is going to bring out a Chundra in defense mode. This does mean you have that quick synchro in the battle phase, but it is going to be limited to fire monsters as long as you have Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames on the field. So far, Basala is going to keep pushing the envelope further, making a Heat of the Fire Charmer ablaze, which is actually really incredible in this deck. Not just to grab your opposing Ash Blossoms, but if it gets destroyed, you get just the next combo piece, right? You're always one tile away in Tenpai. Hey, looking forward to it, HM. Alright, so Pot of Avarice is going to get used here. Got very lucky. What's better than top decking one card when the fate of the world depends on it? How about top decking two? So, two cards. Definitely just a totally different game here. And one of them being Exo Sister Martha. Martha going to go ahead and bring in Exo Sister Ellis. Having just a brief moment. We know the face down field spell, but we don't know what the face down spell or trap card is here in the spell and trap zone. And still going to be careful. They're Exo Sister monsters, so it looks like no response. Zaldin is going to be able to perform an Xyz summon. So open up the overlay network, building the overlay network to make Exo Sister Michaelis. And Michaelis able to banish a card here if she so chooses. Maybe getting rid of the face down there. Oh, but it looks like that's that. So, Basala surrendered here. But I think it was actually just because the match had been concluded. I don't think he actually surrendered. So that's time. And they're going to go report the results. We did see who had higher life points there, so should be fine on that. Don't think we've got any other duels that are ongoing. Assumingly, the sort of rhythm of the tournament will speed up a little bit. But, yeah, there's still approximately 18 matches or so ongoing. I'm going to put that Battlefy link in the chat just so we can keep up. Report some of the notable duels. Oh, whoops. That's me again, hitting the wrong button there. So it's the second link, not the first one. All right, so for those of you cheering on our world champion here, looks like he's still going in the second one, so hopefully we find out soon. But we've got at least a second here, so we'll put on just a quick little replay just to find out what else is going on. Although the only issue is it spoils the replay, so you do get to see stuff, but just so we can see some interesting stuff. Sure, we'll go ahead and show perspective here. All right, well, I'll wait for the staff to go and report in on that. And doing good so far. Okay. All right, taking a quick look at this one. We'll go ahead and fast forward it just so we can see. Oh, this is just straight up Snake Eyes. Neat. Okay, so are seeing the Molcharmi Fualos drop down there from Mash's side. And an Infinite and Permanent stopping the Snake Eye Oak. We're going to see a Bonfire now, grabbing Snake Eye's Poplar. Going to use the effect of Snake Eye's Poplar to go ahead and get the Divine Temple to Snake Eye. Use Divine Temple to Snake Eye to put down the Flamberge Dragon, and then use your Hallowed Azamina to bring out Azamina Ilia Sylvia. Ilia Sylvia, the powerful negation of the Azamina cards. Tribute to negate just the effect, not the activation. But, going to go ahead and use IP Masquerena, bring out the Flamberge Dragon again, probably after the first special something you see from the opponent. You've got to set Deception of Sinful Spoils, set Wanted of Seeker of Sinful Spoils. It's a pretty decent combo. What's better than that? How about just the same combo back? The difference is we are seeing things like Called by the Grave, of course. SPL Knight made off of the IP Masquerena, but it is going to still be not backed up by the effect of the Ilia Sylvia because it was negated by Called by the Grave, which means you get a pretty safe bet with the Muashilago able to search something out. Then you get the special summon of the Flamberge Dragon with the Divine Temple, the Snake Eye, and you get the Wanted of Seeker of Simple Spoils. There's so much stuff happening, just a very quick exchange there. Using their own Wanted Seeker of Simple Spoils, Mash grabs Diabell Star. Diabell Star slam down to the field. They're setting the, of course, original Simple Spoils. Going to go ahead and destroy, and then flip up the original Simple Spoils so you don't have to deal with the SPL Knight interrupting your combo. So Ash gets out Snake Eyes Poplar. Poplar's going to go ahead and grab. Ooh, that's really neat. Actually, see Simple Spoils of Subversion place the Flamberge Dragon back into the Spell and Trap Zone, making the Link Karibo, and then grabbing everything you need. This could be a counterplay to try to bring out your opposing Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon, but two monsters. Of course, are effect monsters. They make a Light Fiend, which goes Heaven. That makes Fiendsmith Requiem. Fiendsmith Requiem makes Fiendsmith the Graver, who is equipped by the Fiendsmith Requiem. You're going to send those two cards to the graveyard in order to get more monsters on the field. The Flamberge Dragon showing back up, seeing a beautiful Fiendsmith sequence made there. Flamberge Dragon was included, so 2 level 1s. Get to see that fusion summon, so Lacrima is back in charge. Also good to see, of course, the brought back Fiendsmith the Graver. That makes IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena then met with Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess brings out Salaman. Great. Raging Phoenix. Raging Phoenix going to go ahead and be supported by a pretty decent board in and of itself. I assume we're going to lose some of this soon, but we're making 4 material Appaloosa Bow with the Goddess. And then just putting back, wow, just putting back the IP Masquerena. So all that just for show. Really what this boils down to is an Appaloosa Bow with the Goddess and a handy-dandy IP Masquerena there at the side. All right, so Deception of Simple Spoil is going to go ahead and also have Snake Eye Oak and Snake Eye Ash here. Snake Eye Ash using its effect to add Snake Eye Oak from the deck to the hand. Poplar is going to show up in the field after the Snake Eye Oak. SP Little Knight made by the IP Masquerena using the Sacred Materials. It's an extra deck monster, so you keep it advantage. Also going to have 2 level 1 fire monsters brought up from the Flamberge Dragon. Making sure that we're not missing anything here for round 3. Round 3 starts in about 5 minutes, so we got some time. Original Sinful Spoils is going to go ahead and send that extra card to the graveyard, but doesn't matter because we stopped with Ash Blossom Joy Spring, but it's still got its powerful effect to return and draw a card. Hida, the Fire Terminal Blaze, is trying to bring something out, but we're going to see Called by the Grave, but then actually banishing Called by the Grave with Crossout Designator. So Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames is still going to show up, and you get the Salamangreat Raging Phoenix there. So finally, Battle Phase, which Battle Phase is it anyway? No, you just get to see Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames attack, and then unfortunately it looks like that duel was ended by time, so Mash 2 surrendered. Alright, so back to business here. Looks like everybody is seated in. I know we were looking for X-Slayer just in case they made it. I don't see them at our top cut tables just yet. So hopefully we're able to win it out soon. But yeah, interesting gameplay. Haven't seen Blue Eyes stuff. And it's also, you got to collect all the cards, right? I still haven't finished crafting all the Blue Eyes cards I need. I still need more Maidens of White for sure. And I don't think I have the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon yet. Can't just buy the structure deck just like IRL, right? But we are just a few minutes away from the beginning of round 3, and this is just fast. So remember, because it's, I think it's top 32, or is it top 16? Taking a look at what the announcements here say. Round 1, table 1 to 16. I think it might actually be top 32, but I'll get confirmation from our handy-dandy staff. Confirmations for tomorrow, starting same time. top 32 or top 16. All right, so the staff will go ahead and check in with us soon, so we'll know exactly what's going on. But so far, so good. Lightning fast tournament. Lightning fast tournament. Hoping to see some interesting stuff. Usually people say that for day 2. They want to like showcase like here's the good stuff, right? But did hear a Discord beep, so it looks like it's gonna be the same time, and it is top 32. So cool. It'll be same time. So top 32 is huge. That means we're gonna be going through an intense bracket. And tomorrow is gonna be 2 out of 3. So it'll be 45 minutes. So it's gonna be a little longer stream tomorrow because it'll be 32, 16. Top 8, top 4. We're going to leave the finals. The finals will be broadcast at a later date for the actual Shadow Duelist Tournament itself. But that's still 4 rounds at 45 minutes each. So not your whole day, but definitely a good Yu-Gi-Oh time here. Ooh, I see Blue Eyes Pride here. We might. I'm trying to find Seto Kaiba. I want to do the Kaiba Corporation proud. So I'm looking for good Blue Eyes gameplay. There's also over here with F7. They've also got Blue Eyes. Man, that's hard. That's hard to think of. Like, who is the Blue Eyes master? Oh, you can't see that on the chat. Is it the Karibos detonating around the legendary Dragon of White? Or is it Blue Eyes swallowing its own tail around a picture of Blue Eyes White Dragon? Like, who do we think is the more Blue Eyes duelist between the two of them? Those are both very big anime things. Get in there, get in there. Hey, you gotta, I mean, brand new deck. You wanna see the new deck shine. You definitely want to see the new deck shine. In terms of time, we've got about 2 minutes here until round 3 of 8 starts. So the quest continues. And looking at our standings, I don't think we have. Oh yeah, standings. I mean, a lot of people are 2-0. 2-0s go all the way to 68. So we haven't really figured out too much on like who our duelists to watch are just yet. But we're in round 3, so that could change very quickly. Oh yeah, good times, good times. Making sure you always have access to bracket, because somebody could just be walking like, oh, where is the bracket? Where, Pheromone? Where is that? Well, we could just roll a dice. We could just, I guess what, odds evens? Yeah, that's what we'll do. So, odds evens, where is a physical dice here? There's always a dice here, so let's get up and grab one. Hello, camera. Yeah, don't worry, we're still here. Okay, so go. Odds, yeah, odds for that, and then evens for Mora Sky. So I rolled a 6, which is even. So yeah, we're gonna check out Mora Sky just to see if we can find good Blue Eyes gameplay. Man, some really cool icons, by the way, like the Year of the Snake stuff, just chasing down Memento Gaddock here. I love Master Duel because of all like the style, you know, you can really express yourselves between the icons and the borders and your duel field and your duel protectors and your card case. All right, from the beginning, let's see. Was I wrong? Is nobody secretly playing Blue Eyes and they're just here to try to shake their opponents and me? Guess we'll find out, shall we? It looks like a Blue Eyes field. That's a lot of dragon stuff, and it's his turn. Show me Blue Eyes White Dragon. Well, it's at least Dark Magician. Uh-oh. May have ourselves a true blue anime duel with Dark Magical Circle. Okay, Dark Magical Circle activates. Let's see what 3 cards. They're gonna grab Soul Servant, so that's a hit. Stack the other 2 cards on top of the deck in any order. Cool, I'm glad I found myself some Dark Magician duels. Shuffling their deck, gonna go ahead and send Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard with Magician Souls. And looks like no Maxi or anything there, so gonna go ahead and special summon that in defense mode. 2 spellcasters they could make. Predaplant Verite Anaconda. Looks like they are gonna perform a Link Summon here. And the arrows are Predaplant Verite Anaconda arrows, yeah! Joey's Red Eyes Black Dragon is going to combine with a Dark Magician to form the mighty Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Is this actually happening? Yeah, it is. Anything? Bestial Baldrake? Okay, I mean, might as well get that out of the way because it could be negated later. Hey, good to see you, Great Area. Just noticed you hanging out with us. We're in round 3, by the way. This is going to be single elimination master duel. 20-minute rounds. And so Bestial Saranir is going to chain, getting rid of Dark Magician Girl. Could be painful for a couple of different things, but triple Bestials, not a bad idea here. So Saranir. Druid's Worm. And Baldrake. So, well, we were hoping for a Kaiba Yami duel, but not like this. As it may not be Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but it's definitely Bestial Ultimate Dragon. So Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon. Looks like the Red Eyes came from the hand there. They are going to Fusion Summon. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And using the Soul Servant to go ahead and stack. You can still draw, like, at least one thing. Are they going to use Palladium Oracle Mahad? That's what I'm curious about. What do they need to draw? Because these are sacred choices. They're going to use Timaeus. Timaeus. So they are going to go ahead and banish to draw. And you can special summon Timaeus by sending a spell or trap card or spellcaster to the graveyard. But check this out. Just Red Eyes Dark Dragoon just being like, no, 2,500. 2,500. Just blasting with that saber. I guess a scepter. But that's 25. And Druid's Worm can activate its effect, but it can't target Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, so there's not really a whole lot it can do. So yeah, just take it. I assume this is going to be pointing at the Baldrake? Yep, blast, and then 2,500 damage done. So just damage as far as the eye can see. All right, let's see. Is it Blue Eyes? If it is Blue Eyes, this is the most anime duel of all time. Tapping into the power of darkness. Show us the power of light, Moraskai. It is! All right, Sage with Eyes of Blue, normal summon to add a level 1 light tuner from the deck to the hand. At any point, this could be negated, of course, by Red Eyes Black Dragon, as it's known, via the effect of the Red Eyes Fusion. It does change the name of the fusion monster. But Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is going to negate, is going to destroy. Did they have another guy? Oh, they did! Maybe wanted to bring this out sooner? Technically, with the Sky Crisis, they could have normal summoned afterwards because monsters with 3,000 attack could not activate their effect. So they would add a little bit of protection there since Dragoon is naturally 3,000 attack there. But still is able to bounce it. It's a non-targeting bounce. So did get to have them discard a card, which is super helpful. Saranir's effect did activate, but it's going to be countered with Called by the Grave. So Phantom representing Yamayugi, Moraskai doing their best Seto Kaiba impression, but only one of these duelists can win. All right, so standby phase, main phase. What do you got? 2 cards. You don't have too much to be worried about. We know that one of those cards is Timaeus. Timaeus is only 2,800 attack. It would not be big enough to just attack through the Superstar Slayer, Typhon, Sky Crisis. They don't have anything left in the graveyard. Is there a third Dark Magician? Monster Reborn would be so huge right now because you just reborn Dark Magician and just banish their powerful Sky Crisis, Typhon. So far, there's not really a whole lot doing here. Time ticks by. They've got until 23 minutes after the hour, so not too bad. They got 14 minutes left on the clock for this duel, but it looks like past turn. 6,000 life points. They believe they can survive. Most of the Bestial's gone. Maybe they have the right guess there. Moraskai draws for turn. Typhon switches into attack mode, but goes straight into the battle phase, attacking for 2,900. Looks like this Blue Eyes deck doesn't have much more Blue Eyes shenanigans it can perform. Sets a single card and passes turn. Dark Magician getting another chance. Phantom draws for turn. A little Sky Temple here. A few cracks, but the clouds are still flowing. Massive Dust Storm, probably killing Phantom's allergies there. Sets a single monster in defense mode and nothing else. Passes turn. Might be able to get through this, maybe not. Depends on if a Bestial was drawn. Maybe it's another Blue Eyes card. Could be a Sage with Eyes of Blue that just cracks this duel wide open, but we're going to the battle phase! Mordecai attacks a face-down Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. What's going on, friends? All right, draw for turn. Need Dark Magician or at least something Dark Magician adjacent on Phantom's side. The fate of the world depends on it, so Tamias sending the Dark Magical Circle to the graveyard. Special summoning itself, 2,800 attack, just shy of being big enough to beat. But using Forbidden Droplets to send that last Red Eyes fusion to the grave to have the attack there. And negate the effects. Could be relevant later. No spell reactions, so 1450, this attack is going to be so crucial. Mirror Force ends this duel. Battle phase. Tamias, the United Dragon, goes in for the kill. And it's good, 1350. So Mordecai down to 1650 life points, Phantom at 3100. Please don't threaten to jump off the building. You got to do this the right way, Seto Kaiba. All right, anime references aside, Mordecai is going to draw for turn. And it's Wishes for Eyes of Blue with nothing on the field to stop any of these interactions and nothing in the hand either. So, that means Mordecai gets to add a level 1 Light Tuner and a spell card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. So they're going to grab Roar with Eyes of Blue, and they also get Sage with Eyes of Blue. I assume they're going to normal summon Sage of Eyes of Blue, grab that Maiden of White, discard Maiden of White for its own effect to bring out True Light. Finally getting to see the Blue Eyes gameplay here. And against Dark Magician, man, Kaiba fans got to feel pretty good right now. They made it, right? They were actually able to bring it out. All right, so Spirit with Eyes of Blue out on the field here. Going to go and add Mausoleum of White from the deck to the hand. Mausoleum's activated. And I don't think we have a Blue Eyes in the graveyard. No, we do have one Blue Eyes in the graveyard, but we might be setting up a Majesty to the Dragons of White, the trap card. Setting another Blue Eyes to the grave and discarding Maiden of White. And that's going to special summon, well, it's going to special summon a lot of stuff, but we're going to use Spirit with Eyes of Blue first to bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because Blue Eyes White Dragon was summoned, of course, that does give you access to the Maiden of White as well. Haven't seen as many Bingo Machine goes. There's just not a lot of reason for it anymore. You have pretty much no space, but you're able to just get it done. With what you have, you don't need the Bingo Machine goes anymore. Still a good card, but there's just so many good Blue Eyes cards, right? You got to pick. So Blue Eyes White Dragon beating down that monster. And 200 gets it down. Also going to special summon Blue Eyes during the battle phase here. And so 3,000 attack. Blue Eyes White Dragon. First stream of destruction. Okay. Finally got the Blue Eyes out of her system. Victory. Nice going, Mordecai. Nice going, honestly, though, from Phantom just to be able to see both. Looks like the other Blue Eyes duel we won't get to see. So let's take a look at what's going over here. All right, we're in. In terms of time left on the round, looks like we still got about 9 minutes here. And Baguska rolling out of bed. Happy you could join us in the tournament, Baguska. All right, so looks like on this duel, let's go ahead and kick this into turbo so we can catch up to now. Standard Snake Eyes combo, right? We got our Deception of the Sinful Spoils, sending Poplar to the graveyard. Poplar going to pop itself back out. Hollow to Zamina, going to go ahead and send the Deception of Sinful Spoils to make the Zamina Ilia Sylvia. The negate there. We are seeing the Max C, but that's going to be stopped with the Droll and Lockbird. So no more draws. As we summon, you're going to keep seeing Max C, Droll and Lockbird. Max C, Droll and Lockbird. But fast forwarding through the combo, of course we get our Snake Eyes via Bellstar. Then we have 2 effect monsters. Make a glorious Royal Glossy Fiendsmith's Requiem. That's going to bring out Fiendsmith Engraver, equip to Fiendsmith Engraver, send some additional cards to the graveyard, bring out the Snake Eyes Oak with the original Sinful Spoils. Then Oak brings out Poplar. Then bringing out Flamberge. Now you've got 2 effect monsters. Make Fiendsmith sequence. Shuffle some monsters back in the deck to make Fiendsmith Lacrima. Fiendsmith Lacrima brings out Fiendsmith Engraver. Gonna go ahead and make the Wave High King Caesar. A little Nibiru insurance. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames going to be used, or made of materials from Flamberge Dragon, especially when those 2 level 1s out. And then trading into the Hida is so neat. We didn't used to do that. Like last summer when this deck was extremely popular, it just was not happening. All right. So, good stuff there. Play passes over to JD Scrub, facing a pretty decent board of multiple negations, including the ability to negate summon cards. Fiendsmith Track, though, going to discard the Lurie after searching it. Going to special summon the Lurie. Doesn't seem like the opponent's doing a whole lot there. Maxi, obviously, still powerful. Droll and Lockbird, again, just a great card. Droll and Lockbird, I think, is going to make itself more and more different, especially with Blue Eyes. It's a main deck Blue Eyes card for sure. But we do see so many Fiendsmith cards, just negation after negation after negation, including the Lacrima being able to recycle additional Fiendsmith cards for that 1200 damage. Called by the Grave is going to stop the Azamana Ilya Sylvia, contributing to negate. That means that Bonfire is going to get the Snake Eye Ash. Snake Eye Ash is going to go ahead and try to search again. Remember, you got that multi-material copy of that Belusa the Goddess. So, going to go ahead and just attack it, make a Link Karibo. And, well, you can bring forward the Snake Eyes via Bellstar. Another Called by the Grave, stopping the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So, SP Little Knight going to go ahead and banish the Promethean Princess, solving that problem once and for all. But still staring down a pretty decent board of that 1 material copy of the Wave High King Caesar. It no longer has 1 material now that's been banished off the field with SP Little Knight. So, we will see the Deception on Simple Spoils try to use effect, of course, but nothing doing there. Snake Eye Ash hitting the field, but it's going to be complemented by another Snake Eye Ash, and then another activation of the field spell, Divine Temple of Snake Eye. Now we're live. Let's slow it down just a little bit. We should be special summoning the copy of the Dia Bellstar once we get to resolve it. Ash the Ash, you can Ash some Ash. But now we got Dia Bellstar the Black Witch, special summoned, and should activate its own effect. But also Snake Eyes Poplar as well, so a little chain block in here makes sense because we're setting. So you want to go, of course, Chain Link 1 Snake Eyes Poplar, so they can't Ash Blossom you, and then Chain Link 2 Dia Bellstar because you're setting a card. Not a whole lot you can do to stop that unless you have an effect failure. Would be an infinite permanence here, maybe a Ghost Ogre. But we do see a Poplar revealed because it was added by the Snake Eye Ash. It is going to special summon itself, so Snake Eyes Poplar on the field of defense mode. After we see the setting of the Wanted Seeker Simple Spoils from the Dia Bellstar, also getting the dramatic Snake Eyes Chase. And again, we're live. Jokes aside, going to see the activated effect of Snake Eyes Poplar. You see that this deck, even with all the limits, still very popular. Very popular. Snake Eyes Popular. Jokes aside, it is a really good deck. Why is it a really good deck? Because it can just navigate all these different situations on the field, able to Tribute to get out of the way. Link Karibo still a very powerful card to keep all these interactions working, right? You don't have to worry as much about things like Effect Veiler or Infinite Permanence if you get to the Link Karibo fast enough, which is part of the reason why we got rid of Link Karibo in the TCG. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and link off to here for a Fiendsmith sequence. And so, rocking out, again, the Royal Fiendsmith sequence. But before we get into Fusion Summon Talent, let's go ahead and bring out Snake Eyes Dia Bellstar with the Spell and Trap placing ability of the Snake Eyes Poplar. Still can move forward that Snake Eyes Dia Bellstar will do exactly that. We're not seeing as much of the rank 8 plays. I haven't seen a good, you know, number 38 Hope Harbinger Titanic, or excuse me, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy in a while, at least out of this particular deck, and it does have 2 level 8s, and there's better applications for your 2 level 8s, but there's some interesting things you can do with, like, detaching a Hope Harbinger Dragon material if they attack, and then if that happens to be Flamberge Dragon, have some fun from there. Alright, so, we are going to see the dramatic Snake Eyes Chase get responded to with the Link Karibo, so Link Karibo is going to dodge out of the way here, which is why Link Karibo is that powerful, that good. Snake Eyes Chase still placing a Dia Bellstar monster from the hand deck of Graveyard into the Spell and Trap zone. Just interesting that that's just what it does. I mean, it definitely works with Snake Eyes Dia Bellstar. It's funny that it just works with Dia Bellstar. All right, but one good via Bellstar in the spell trap zone deserves another. Play passes back to Abdullah, who link summons. And this one's going to be Moon of the Closed Heaven. So Shades of the NIWCQ again here, as Moon of the Closed Heaven is linked off into Fiend Smith's Requiem. Cheryl's one light Fiend, it's all it takes. A lot of decks can make it, but we'll tribute to make Fiend Smith Engraver. Fiend Smith Requiem is going to go and attach to that. I feel like we're just going to chuck that off the board. So, what's the target though? The Link Karibo again. So, I can't use its effect once more, so now we'll see. I think we're finally going to see a Desiree. No, okay, just 2. So, just different gameplay for sure. And as we continue here, haven't seen anything too crazy. But up next is going to be, of course, Lacrima, bringing out our Fiendsmith Engraver once more. I feel like right now is a great time to make the Triple D Wave Hiking Caesar. I mean, your opponent probably doesn't have Nibiru the Primal Being, but it's still a good card in general. It looks like we're going to the battle phase here. So let's attack, clear that out. 24, 25, 18, 1200. Yep, called time on themselves. That's game. So Abdullah closing it out against JD Scrub with just 2 minutes left to go. All right, see if there's any other duelists still dueling, since we only have 2 minutes. There are. Let's take a look at this one from the beginning. We know time's going to be called, but at least we'll get ourselves a show. All right, let's see what's going on when these two duelists collide. So, Bear going first, but Destiny opening it up with that Mulcharmy Fuwalos, the first move. We are going to see some Fuwalos level activity here as Fiendsmith Engraver discards and brings out that Fiendsmith Tract. Fiendsmith Tract, of course, grabbing various numbers of cards, Fabled Lurry. But it looks like that Fabled Lurry, they chose not to special summon it. Interesting. So we will see Fiendsmith Engraver. Gonna go ahead and shuffle back the Lurry because you needed a body there. So Fiendsmith Engraver finally special summoning itself. Then we'll see the Deception of Sinful Spoils going to use the Engraver, grab what it needs. And no, it's full on White Forest, and makes sense why they have the snowy fields. So, using the Elza to summon of the White Forest to special summon itself. Synchro summon, it's Arshilia, the Sinister Soul of the White Forest. So, she might be the one who got into the bad stuff. I mean, we know who really messed everything up. But, no spoilers, but her name rhymes with Belzet. Just saying. Maybe read the instruction manual or listen to your teacher next time. All right. Speaking of lessons learned, Nibiru that does exist, and the Primal Being will crash down, making a giant toke, but not too impossible to get through. 4,500 attack, 3,500 defense. We will see a little bit of recycling there from Sylvia the White Forest, shuffling back the Sinister Soul of the White Forest back into the extra deck. But now we're going to see Centurion. And Centurion won the last regional. It was at like first place. So Centurion Trudea going to go ahead and place itself in Premier in the Spell and Trap Zone. We're going to see a discard of Bestial Lubellion. So it's Bestial Centurion. Still a great deck. Druid's Worm. Going to go ahead and use its effect now to banish the Elzetta Summon of the White Forest to special summon itself. Now it's time for a little Spell Trap shenanigans here. So stand up, Centurion. It looks like Effect Veiler is going to stop the Primera from doing anything further. But you still have the effect of the stand-up Centurion. So, yes, this is good, but it's not game-ending. So, we will see Synchro summon its Baron de Flail. And now Druid's Worm in a new Chain 1 getting rid of that token. We will see Infinite Permanence Chained on the Baron de Flail, who chooses not to negate and destroy. That would be a kind of a weird use of its effect there. And you don't want to give your opponent any excuses. So, going to go right into the Link arrows this time. SP Little Light going to go ahead and banish because Baron was one of the sacred types from the extra deck. Just attacking And that'll close it out. Managed to clear everything out from there. Normal summoning, but Woes of the White Forest is going to special summon another copy of Sylvia of the White Forest. Didn't get to use its effect, but still pretty good in and of itself. Just need a body there. Means this track is going to go ahead and grab that Fabled Lurry that was shuffled back into the deck. Discarding, you guessed it, Fabled Lurry. So Fabled Lurry using its effect to appear back on the field. All right, so Fiendsmith's Requiem back on the field. And Fiendsmith's Requiem sort of motivating Destiny to sort of charge an accident using the stand-up Centurion since I'm onto a special summon. Time for a quick synchro here. And it's going to be Centurion Legatia, or Legatia, depending on how you're pronouncing that. But special summon, of course, you can draw a card, destroy something, so able to kind of push back just a little bit. But Fiendsmith Engraver, very resilient card, shuffles that Fabled Lurry back into the deck. And we're back in the battle phase here, attacking the SP Little Knight. Remember, it can't be destroyed because Legatia is protecting it. So Baron de Fleur appearing on the field. Going to go ahead and destroy SP Little Knight. Going to go ahead and try to get rid of stuff here, but going to stop both of these cards in one fell swoop, negating and destroying the activate effect and the card that activated the SP Little Knight, but also just destroying the Centurion Legatia. So Bear's done with their turn change back over to Destiny. Let's have that Destiny draw. 3 cards feels pretty good in this deck. Discarding one of them, it's the Bystial Lubellion to make a Royal of Bystial Magnamon. Bystial Magnamon, of course, revealing itself for its activated effect. Going to go ahead and banish the Fiendsmith Engraver, hoping not to see it again next turn. And then trading that out for a Bystial Lubellion. Lubellion activates its effect. Let's go ahead and see that Branded Regain is going to be huge for the resource war here. See the normal summon there of the Primera, adding the Wake Up Centurion. Good morning. Now it's time for a Chaos Angel. No, it's just Centurion Auxilla here. That's right, the numbers are 12. Centurion Auxilla going to go ahead and add another stand-up Centurion. Man, this duelist came to win here. So, or at least show off in style. Centurion going to go ahead and discard a card, placing the Gargoyle 2 into the Spell and Trap Zone, banishing the Phalanx, going to try to recycle the Legatia back onto the field here. And Legatia does get to draw and destroy once more. Goodbye, battle. So finally, Nibiru the Primal Being showing up being like, yeah, it was cool that you got to showcase all those cool cards, but that's just a big old token at best. And Branded Regain is going to be able to bring back Bystial Druid's Worm. Bystial Druid's Worm does attack. Nice and easy there. Wonder if Bear was watching out for that. We shall see. But 8,500 now at the end of the turn, adding the Bystial Baldrake, which is huge with the Druid's Worm, really able to sort of lock in our opponent here. But going to go and recycle the Fiendsmith's Requiem with Fiendsmith Engraver effect here. Special summon Fiendsmith Engraver. All right. Called by the Grave. Going to go ahead and try to banish that card from the graveyard. But before it even matters, Bystial Baldrake going to take out another Sylvia of the White Forest from the graveyard as its delicious light or dark lunch. We're not taking a lunch break, but hang in there, fans. We only got 5 more rounds to go. All right, so Branded Regain able to recycle that Royal Bystial Magnamon to draw a new card, immediately activating the Max C. And that's the concession right there. Now, it might have been due to time, since that was time on the round right around when we got in here. Looks like we are about to do round 4, which starts in 4 minutes. Let's go and talk about what we doing here, what we doing right now, what's going on. So, welcome to the Shadow Duelist Tournament, currently in progress, where duelists are competing to find out who is going to be from our top 32 tomorrow. It's going to start at noon Central Time, so 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Time, right here on this channel. And at the end of the day, I'll be sure to archive our stream and post it on my YouTube channel, so I'll make sure you got the link in the chat just in case you're like, but I didn't see all the stuff and I don't feel like scrolling back on Twitch, because it is a little bit more difficult to scroll back on Twitch than it is on YouTube. We're seeing a nice taste of the format. We've seen all kinds of weird duels so far, from Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Centurion Bystial, very powerful. We've also gotten to see things like Snake Eye Azamina, and a little bit of White Forest here and there. Hoping to see some other interesting gameplay, but if we don't, right, if we just see the best of the best of the best, that's fine. Speaking of the best of the best, our next duelist we're going to be watching here might be a World Championship competitor. You know they're a World Championship competitor in the real deal because you only get this if you were competing in the 2024 World Championship. So definitely a mark of honor. That is the real Jesse Cotton, not somebody just trying to steal his name. But notice, they've got this one. There's another World Championship competitor up here. We've got Lestifisa? Peut-être, maybe, I'm not sure, but we've got a lot of people to peek in on so that we can see, just again, good gameplay, cool stuff. We also have Fridella. Fridella was one of the finalists at the HoloLive Master Duel Tournament. So you're seeing people who show up to these tournaments all the time just continue to do well and continue to just rise above. Hopefully you guys in the chat can make it up here. Oh! Speaking of you guys in the chat, yeah, I'm definitely going to take a look over at Vox, who's here all the time. Vox, that's definitely you, right? That's definitely like Vox. That's Vox the Clock. Okay. There we go. Hey, I'm not trying to play favorites, fam, but it is nice to see somebody who is a resident duelist here. So yeah, we've got plenty of great duels, so we'll check in on our World Championship competitors. We'll check in on our viewer duels. But no stunting, no salt, fam. This is your time to shine. There's only one way to do it, and that's to win. So best of luck to everybody competing. Remember, X2 can make it. We are seeing some other duelists that we got in a feature. Momo Flora still in the top competitive cut here. About 2 minutes, we will be back in action. Bear is still up here as well. The Amateur, I believe, was also one of the ones that we had seen up here before. So yeah, just great duelists doing good duels. Curious to see what Vox has under the hood here. But yeah, we'll just try to showcase as many as we can. But it's always nice when somebody from the chat is here. So that's really something special. Again, we are coming into round 4 here. Get it, round 4 of round 8. So this is just breezing by. But this is good stuff. All right, about 60 seconds left on the clock. Good time to stretch. Good time to just like get up and just, you know, move those muscles. If you're watching this on a cell phone, you can get up. You don't even have to drop the phone. You can just move it around as you go. If you're watching this on TV, same deal. But everybody get up and stretch class. You want to make sure the blood is flowing, even though you're sitting down. Maybe not. Maybe you're on a plane. Maybe you're at the airport. Maybe you're taking a walk. Maybe you just hear this and I'm just describing it. Maybe you can't even see me. That's okay. I'll do what I can to explain every duel as fully and completely as I can. All right. About time to start here. We believe in you. It's okay, by the way, Vox. I'm not disappointed if you draw like 3 unexpected die and they put a token on your field. Like, and whatever happens, happens. And we've also got some great duels that we will be peeking in on afterwards. So, I wonder if we're actually going to see some memento, by the way, as I see everybody like their icon. You never know if they just really like the deck or they're like, no, I'm going to dress the part, right? So, I mean, I'm dressed in Blue Eyes gear, but I could be playing Dark Magician for all you know. All right, believe they're about to say go. So, should be in a minute here. Let's see. All right, looks like they said start, so we're starting to see some duels here, but we are going to start with Vox here to see one of our own homegrown favorites in action. So best of luck, fam, and best of luck to Deontier too. I'm not playing favorites, right? If either of these duelists makes it, it will be an honor. Well, it's a minute in. I would assume they should be starting soon. Uh-oh. Clicky, clicky. Somebody's doing something. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, from the beginning. I wanted to make sure we saw it, so I guess it just took a second. All right, let the games begin. All right, rocking a very plant-centric field. You can't spell out that you're playing plants any more than that. It looks like the opponent is going to go first. So they're going to start off with Fiendsmith. Oh, I love it's got like the Master Duel like vibe here. Oh, okay, never mind, jams. So we're going straight into Diabellstar, having discarded Fiendsmith Engraver, actually, and not for its activated effect. Very interesting. But we are going to see Deception of the Sinful Spoils here. Deception of the Sinful Spoils going to tribute. It's tributing an Effect Veiler. Ooh, I don't know if they should have done that. They must think they're not playing through a million cards here. Oh, and the Droll Lockbird comes down at a great time. So Vox locking out anybody from accessing any more cards from the deck. And we are going to see the Hollow Domina. Curious to know if Deontier is going to go straight in for the Ilya Sylvia. Yeah, because then they've got at least the negate there. So sending the Deception of the Simple Spoils to the graveyard to make that one card fusion. Ilya Sylvia. And depending on what they got left, that may be it. And the Droll and Lockbird's so huge. Yeah, maybe. I'm like thinking internally in my head, I'm like, maybe I do want to run like Droll and Lockbird in the main deck now. So far, you're right though. 60 card decks! Oh my goodness! Somebody activates Grasslook Screener and it's just like, one. The answer to that question, Aichi, we're not seeing as many Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragons. It's more of a Dragon Master Magia thing than it is Blue Eyes, which is why I main deck Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Don't listen to me, though. Alright, so, play continuing here. Nyantar sets a single card, uses the effect of the Deception of Simple Spoils. We may see some plantastic planting here. Alright. So, Fox enters the main phase. Alright, Sunseed Genius Loci. No Book of Moon in sight. Link 1 into Sun Avalon Dryas. Alright, Sun Avalon Dryas gets to use effect. Are we going to see the Sunseed Sowing, or are they going to negate that effect? They discarded Effect Veiler. They discarded Effect Veiler. So what could that last card be? It must be a Nibiru the Primal Being. But at this point, looks like it's actually a rival Droll and Lockbird. Now, can we do it under Droll and Lockbird? Can Vox taste his own medicine? Well, looks like we're going to see Therion Lilyboria there, using the plant monster from the graveyard. And not tributing, by the way. Azamina Ilya Sylvia always able to get in the way. Oh, and the Sunvine Sowing. Going to activate. So we're special summoning a Sunseed Twin, I would imagine. Alright, Sunseed Twin, you take 1,000 damage, but that's okay. Because now you get to special summon a Sunvine monster from the extra deck and gain that life back. So, introducing Sunvine Healer. Of course, you get a little bit of life. 300 life, feeling good. Nice to see plants this far in the tournament. Definitely, if I was the Entour, I'd be like, oof, maybe don't get rid of the Effect Veiler. Although I don't think that one Effect Veiler would have stopped all this. Now, speaking of all this, looks like we are going to see Therion King Regulus before you even activate the effect of the Aromatherapy Jasmine, insulating those plays. I love that everyone is taking this tournament very seriously. Now, we are going to see the negation effect here from the Azamina Ilya Sylvia, but that's fine. You forced it out. You haven't actually gotten rid of the monster here, so it could come back later. So Jasmine, going to go ahead and tribute a plant monster. Special summoning a plant monster in defense position from the deck, and that's going to be Lone Fire Blossom. Going to tribute the Lone Fire Blossom. It's weird to just be one of those few duelists that knows what a plant deck does, because I happen to be friends with a plant duelist. Alright, so, Aroma Lilith Rosalina. Going to special summon a non-tuner Aroma monster. Of course, Aroma Age Laurel, who becomes a tuner if you gain any life points. But I don't know if that's where this is going, right? So, looks like we're going to link 2 or 3 here. It's going to be link 3 for Aroma Lilith Rosemary. Gorgeous animation there. And she's going to go ahead and tribute a monster to gain some life points. So, goodbye Dia Bellstar. And Dia Bellstar gotten rid of it at a really good time. I mean, there's still those 2 face-down cards, but there's definitely no Nibiru. Unless they're just like, Jar of Greed Nibiru. That would be the wildest play ever. Rika Princess activates its effect. Alright. So, plenty of materials on the field. Still 2 cards in the hand. Gonna see a Link summon here. It's a Link 3 and a 1, but we're actually just going into a Link 2 here for Sylvan Dance Peony. Vox gambling it all on the line here to see how many cards, and it's nothing. Just a total miss there. No cards added, but that's okay. Going to immediately link summon that off. And that is going to make Sun Avalon Melios. And so, going to go and special summon a Sunseed Genius Loci, but also get to gain a little bit of life points. I mean, there's a version of this where it takes the full 20 minutes of good combo play. No stalling, no cheating, no nothing. But the life differential on a plant deck can just go up. Alright, so, after we see the Melius brought to the field, alongside the Loci, it's going to make Bengal answer the Resurgence. Built-in negate there. Battle phase, 2,500. Sort of a modest field here, technically, going into the end phase. Have a single negate, but that may be all that's needed. Great graveyard setup for future plant plays. And 2 cards in the hands. Alright, they're going to use the effect of Hello to Zamina. Trying to recycle it. Looks like no response there of any kind. So Hello to Zamina back to the hand. Going to activate that Deception of Simple Spoils. It resolves, and then we'll activate the Hello to Zamina. Got plenty of extra stats here. Be very easy to bounce the monster and not put yourself into the red when it comes to life points. Because you don't want to lose a duel just because you happen to say beep, 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 beep. So a little bit pain there. Do we negate and bounce? That is the question. We don't. Not worried about a 2,000 attack monster. So that'll add the wanted Secret Simple Spoils from the deck to the hand. Still not doing nothing. Ooh, is it a Droll and Lockbird? No, whatever it is, we pass. So original Simple Spoils. Gonna go and send that to the graveyard. This could be where it gets really expensive. So now they're gonna special summon Snake Eye Ash. And an opportunity here to remove that card from the field. But I don't think there's been a normal summon here, so that may be a little scary. Poplar, of course, being special summoned. Opportunity to chain here with the Bengal Lance or the Resurgent. Chose not to, just let the play pass. So Snake Eye Poplar hits the field. Gonna go and add a Snake Eye spell or trap, either Subversion or could be the field spell Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. And it's Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, so no worries about Subversion, thankfully. Neantra doing a good job making a comeback here. Almost coming back from 0. So many life points though on Vox's side, so a lot of installation there. In terms of time, it's 42 minutes past the hour, and this round ends at 52 minutes, so a whole 10 minutes here. Can't just wait the clock out. Not that either of these duelists isn't just chomping at the bit, summoning the best they can under this relatively simplified game state. Snake Eye's Flamberge Dragon hit the field. Flamberge Dragon is going to go ahead and trigger this. This is where we want to stop the combo, Vox decides. Putting Flamberge back into the hand, taking 3,000 points of damage, but still at 6,800, so still have higher life. Wanted Secret Simple Spoils is going to be activated here, so a Dia Bellstar combo line is about to happen. All right. And it's okay. So we're hanging on in there. So quest continues. Looks like we're going to see Dia Bellstar the Black Witch hit here. All right, so then special summoning the Snake Eye Oak on the field. So between that, pretty sizable comeback here. Remember we said we weren't going to play any favorites. Neantra just doing a good job of bringing everything back. Because plants are very difficult to play against, especially when you're facing down Bengal Lance or the Resurgent. You've got that opportunity at any point for something to go wrong. And they managed to just kind of find enough resources. And it shows you why this deck has been so popular and why this has been so prevalent. And so, looks like the plant field may have crumbled here. Still got a body on board that they haven't Link summoned off yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue here. As they perform the next Link summon, it's going to be Fiend Smith sequence. Fiendsmith sequence goes ahead and brings out the next monster. Alright, so I would imagine it's going to be a Lacrima. Fiendsmith's Lacrima showing back up, reminding us she's a very powerful card, right? Like, reminder, I'm still legal in Master Duel, and it is doing a good job. Of course, remember that X2 in this tournament still definitely can make it. So we've seen a lot of repeat offenders make their way back here before you know it. That's what I tell a lot of duels too. If you're staring at a field like this and you're just like, oh man, what can I do differently? Just relax. It's the main thing you can do. Just know there are other tournaments and other duels out there. All right, so gonna go ahead and finally see the Bengal Lancer get pushed back into the spell and trap zone, and now it is time for attacking. So depending on what's in the hand, we may see something else out here, but it looks like it hasn't happened. So looks like Nyantra made a full comeback against plants, a very difficult thing to do. I know we have seen so much plant gameplay from legendary duelists, including Vox themselves, but unfortunately that's going to be game. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of our other well-known duelists. And GG to both players there, some really interesting stuff. But see what's going on in Jesse Cotton's neck of the wood. Again, the current and resident world champion. Like they always just used to say that in old-time TV. The world champion of Master Duel. Oh my goodness, are they trying to... No way. No way did Jesse like show up and be like, yeah, I can play Blue Eyes. We're going to fast forward to catch up to where we're at. Looks like Sengenjin and Wakestorm of Millennium being used as a Snake Eye variant there, but it's full-on Millennium! Placing 2 of the cards there, bringing themselves down to 4,000 life points. And then Fiendsmith's Requiem. Fiendsmith's Requiem, of course, out the moon to close it, but that's where the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, Jesse Cotton stopping that at a moment's notice. But there was already a Fiendsmith Engraver in the hand, Fiendsmith Engraver being discarded to add Fiendsmith's Track, Fiendsmith Track to Fabled Lurry, Fabled Lurry is discarded and uses its own effect to special summon itself back on the field. Go ahead and link one off for a Link Karibo, actually, then returning the Fabled Lurry back to the deck in order to make Fiendsmith Engraver. So, Fiendsmith Engraver going back. That'll make Fiendsmith Sequence. Fiendsmith Sequence going to fuse for Fiendsmith Lacrima. Fiendsmith Lacrima is going to bring back Fiendsmith Engraver. And then make Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. Going to send to the graveyard a Snake Eye Ash. And then make Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flame. Take 1,200 damage from the Lacrima. Use the Princess to bring back the Ash. Let the Ash bring the Poplar. This is some great gameplay. And really stylish, too. They're doing this on the Snake Eye field, which is just exceptional. So, then... obviously, they're going to make their 2 materials, make Snake Eyes Doom Dragon, and then that gets linked off to Salamangreat Raging Dragon. Then, we see an IP Mask Arena off of the Flambird Dragon. Flambird Dragon puts back the little level 1s on the field. Snake Eyes via Bellstar placed from Poplar advances by putting Flambird Dragon back into the Spell and Trap Zone. 2 monsters combined to make Heat of the Fire Charmer ablaze. That grabs an Ash Blossom, and then you get a 3 material Appaloosa Bow with the Goddess of that. So Jesse Cotton gonna have to play through all this. Let's see what he brought. It's Blue Eyes! Sorry, I blew the microphone out. So, Sage with Eyes of Blue, normal summon, immediately seeing the SP Little Light, trying to banish that. But he brought the Blue Eyes. He's trying. Wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding the Jet Dragon, getting hit by the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, but Jesse had the Call by the Grave ready. Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons is searching, so is Maiden of White. Maiden of White, discard for True Light, but technically it can be stopped. Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon, gonna crash into Max C. You're gonna see a Blue Eyes White Dragon in defense mode. Multiple chains here. They choose the Divine Temple of the Snake Eye over negating the effect there because they could use Promethean Princess to stop that, destroying 2 cards, and then stopping the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Finally, we see the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Tribute to bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon, and nothing else. Blue Eyes White Dragon attacks the SP Little Knight. And now we're live. What is going on? What is going on? All right, so Jesse remembering to equip, and then making the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon here, able to attack multiple monsters, and every time it does, add a trap card when it destroys them by battle. But it looks like actually choosing to just leave his opponent locked into fire monsters and not too much else. Has the single set card there as well. So now we're going to see the Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames activate its effects. And who's getting special summon back on the field? All right, so we do see Snake Eyes Diabellstar alongside the Flamberge Dragon. Blue Eyes may have its work cut out for it, but remember, in the graveyard is Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, able to negate targeting effects and destroy the card that tried to target your Blue Eyes monster. So Jesse here to be Seto Kaiba, which is just awesome, by the way. Not the glaze, but we came here for good Blue Eyes gameplay. Now we're finally seeing it. Although we have seen quite a few great Blue Eyes duelists, it's just neat to see somebody of this caliber also choosing the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Unfortunately, though, the Forbidden Droplet is going to negate the effects and reduce the attack there. And so this may be as easy as just making a World Sea Dragon Zealantis. And there's the Zealantis just stepping forward, splashing down. And we are going to see Zealantis' effect activate. What goes up must come down. I guess what must come down did go up? I don't know. But at this point, we are going to bring back World Sea Dragon Zealantis in attack mode, as well as Snake Eyes Diabellstar and the Flamberge Dragon. And then we'll place face down defense mode. It's going to be 2,900 attacks, a little big. Means the Flamberge Dragon does have to deal with it, but maybe not. Because Flamberge Dragon is going to be the target of Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames, as is the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. So, Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon is going to be met with Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, and Jet Dragon is huge. I mean, actually is huge. 3,000 attack feels really good right now if you're Jesse and you're just fighting for dear life. And your card's protected from destruction. Could come up. All right, we do see Snake Eyes Poplar. And beyond Snake Eyes Poplar, Snake Eyes Ash. Big numbers, big attacks. Battle phase, though, I think we're going to be using Snake Eyes Diabellstar. Nope. We're going to destroy cards up to the co-link monsters that be 1. You can always destroy Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. The face down card isn't going to be destroyed because, of course, Jet Dragon was there. There's no Drowning Mirror Force. We're good, but we're... Nah, I think this is going to close out the duel. So another attack, and then incoming enemies. That'll be the end. But a really cool showing of Blue Eyes White Dragon there from our resident world champion. And Jesse using the Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, because Jesse, right? It's in the name. All right, looks like we have missed out on the other ones, trying to see if there's any other duel currently in action. There is not. Just curious to see, then, what our other world champion competitor was using. And we'll replay it from his perspective. Just some interesting stuff. But that would be... time on the round should be right about now. So we are just getting ready to close out this round 4, and then we will be going into round 5. So about halfway through the tournament. Ooh, looks like just some Tenpai action here. And remember, duelists can change their decks no matter what. And it's against Kashtira, which just set Solemn Judgment and Solemn Strike. Well, Solemn Strike pays off for DUEL 91 as they're able to negate that tribute there of the Tenpai Dragon Genroku. Now, maybe the Solemn Judgment's going to pay off right here, and it does! Half your life points, cool 3250, in order to stop the Sangen Kaimen from taking, well, all of the rest of them. But their hand doesn't necessarily spell out that they are going to be able to make a comeback unless they draw a powerful Kashtira monster, and they're playing against Forbidden Droplet and Infinite Permanence. It can be pretty difficult. They do have a Harpy's Feather Duster? Wow, okay. They set the Purulia face down because they just gotta, and I think that may be it at this point, because this would have been a great time, obviously, to be able to stop things, draw additional cards, but the Sangen Kaimen, this would have been one draw off the Chundra, and I think that's pretty much it, right? And then now we get the attacks here, kinda uh-oh. So I think Lestifisa is going to be closing this out really fast. Really fast without even a single synchro summon. Wow, okay. Good stuff, good stuff. So we're seeing that, you know, a lot of the great favorites over the last year, whether it's Tenpai, Fiendsmith, obviously, and Simple Spoil is getting like a whole nother lease on life there. While we're waiting for the next round to get paired, since it hasn't been paired yet, let me take a look at in-room replays, and we'll take a quick look at Fridella, who again was one of the competitors in the HoloLive X Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel 3rd Anniversary Tournament. So just a great duelist, right? And let's see what Fridella's got for us today. All right, still rocking out the Sky Strike. I say still. It's the anniversary was last month, which by my count was 8 days ago. But looks like we are seeing Lucas start off with a great Molcharmi Purulia, but it's going to be Barrier the Voiceless Voice. So interesting stuff here as they grab Saphira, Dragon Queen of the Voiceless Voice, discarding it to send the spell, and then grabbing the Skull Guardian Protector of the Voiceless Voice. Going to go ahead and use the Blessing of the Voiceless Voice immediately to grab out Saphira. And then set a bunch of cards. No ritual in sight, actually, from the beginning there. And they got the Feather Duster! Oh, but they're going to start with the Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is going to be chained 2 with Radiance of the Voiceless Voice. Going to use the effect, though, and chain the Max C in order to at least get that draw. That's going to be called by the grave. Don't want to see any draws there when you are fighting for your dear life here. So, banish the Max C. And now it's time for Radiance of the Voiceless Voice. Gonna go and add, or should we shuffle that back? Special summon Saravis, Dragon Sage with Voiceless Voice, in defense mode. And that's the end phase. Turn change. Wow, I mean, there really isn't a whole lot they can do, and there aren't any lights and darks in the graveyard yet, but still rough. Discarding, that does make for food for Bestial Magnemite, and also could mean they're just doing a low getting in the graveyard, but looks like in response, going to bounce the Dragon Sage. So Bestial Magnemite Chainlink 1, Saravis Chainlink 2. Saravis is going to appear on the field, and then, of course, yep, going to lose that. Going to activate that effect, but able to Ash Blossom and Joy Spring the Bestial Magnemite. Let's take a look if we've got pairings yet. We do have pairings now for round 5, which will be starting in about 4 minutes. So, yeah, we definitely have time for this duel if we fast forward a little. So now we're going to see both Saravises, right? Both 26-28. Decent attack, better defense, better defense. Oh, but only an effect failure. Oof. So pass and turn, of course, the Saravis gets bounced back because of the Dragon Sage and the Voiceless Voices effect. And just a straight attack there. The Ash Blossom and Joy Spring still very helpful. So we're going to see Sungen Kaiman activate. Sungen Kaiman. Oh, there's the Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Perfectly timed there. So only able to set an effect veiler. So grabbing the low there, summons low, effect veiler just could not be better timed there, but can use the effect, of course, to trade out. Manages to bring out the Skull Guardian Protector of the Voiceless Voice anyway. Then Link off and a Link Karibo while still having the powerful power effect. Then making SP Little Knight to go ahead and banish. And has to, because, you know, fighting on the back foot there, you got to get rid of the Sungen Summoning Field spell. Alright, so Sky Crisis there. 1300. Doesn't even have to use the material as a set Feather Duster. So nobody using your effects over 3,000 attack, but nothing to worry about here. Going to use pre-preparation of the rights. Adding in, of course, your Blessing, or Prayer to the Voiceless Voice and Saravis. Go to Ritual Summon. Managed to just get it. So Skull Guardian, Protector, Voiceless Voice, Special Summoning, low back, going to get the Blessings on the field. Adding back the Dragon Sage and then returning 2 spells to special summon it as well. So just bigger numbers, got it done. And then 2600 attack, Fridella manages to conquer with one of the better decks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It consistently is high on the ELO and those top 10 decks in Master Duel. Like, it's surprisingly, you don't see a lot of Voiceless Voice players, but the best duelists in the world know that it is worth your time. All right, so now we're seeing duelists sit down as we are about to begin round 5. Round 5 here of 8. So we're beginning our second half of the tournament here. And got to see World Championship competitors, got to see a lot of stuff. And we do see that Table 8 still has the same duelists. So there may be an issue here. Maybe somebody's AFK or something. But looks like both players were AFK unless they got paired in the exact same spots. Well, we shall see what happens there soon. Oh, no, they cleared. Okay, they're good, they're good. Okay, so we got some good pairings there. Just making sure, just see who all we have. Milk Bubble Tea, I swear, was in the HoloLive, so we probably will feature some gameplay from them because we know they are there. Mizar, a VTuber. That's cool. We've also got some other players sitting down here. So notable name, friendly faces. Taking a look at, let's see, our Battlefy bracket. I probably need to post that in the chat because it's been a minute now that we're in round 5. So in our chat here, and again, for those who didn't catch the beginning, we are going to be posting this all on YouTube as well. So if you want to see good Master Duel gameplay, man, we definitely got to cover it so far. But the fun is just beginning. All right, so this round is going to start at now. Okay. Well, let's take a look. We already showed them, so let's go ahead and see Milk Bubble Tea here. A blast from our very recent past. And away we go. All right, so they're going first. We might have found another Blue Eyes player here from Ragenslay. All right. They've got like the Rika, you know, crystal here. They've got the Dragon Maid from the Chamber Dragon Maid. They've got like the white baking. This is just somebody playing all the stuff they love in terms of all the rest, but most importantly, the music. All right, so DUEL Star, Black Witch is going to go ahead and grab something from the deck here, having discarded a Snake Eyes Flamebird Dragon. You know, sometimes people run 2, sometimes they run 1, but for the most part, you can like find a way where you don't need to run multiples. But we'll see in just a moment here, as Deception of the Simple Spoil is going to be used for a Fusion Summon here. Doesn't look like any response. So we are tributing Snake Eyes DUEL Star. And should just be grabbing the Hollow Zamana, I would imagine. Unless they already have it in their hand and they just run multiple cards, like multiple targets to search out. But nope, just the Hollow Zamana. All right, so Hollow Zamana. All right, so as we continue here, just getting some updates from staff that it is, again, going to be top 32 tomorrow, but we are starting at the same time, so good stuff there. But Mu Archelago's hit the field here for Milk Bubble Tea. And going to go ahead and just add something. Very thorough on Milk Bubble Tea. They seem to maybe have like multiple options there, and that's fair because there's a lot of different like Sinful Spoil cards out there and Azamana cards that one of my favorite, you know, deck builders is Shimping Shu, and like just has some just incredible stuff under the hood whenever they play because they run the cards that nobody else does. Maybe Milk Bubble Tea is doing exactly that, but looks like they're just going for a safe play here with IP Mascarena after adding everything they needed. So they're going to use the Hollow Zamana to go ahead and recycle one of their Fallen Fusions. Ooh, it's Labyrinth! What? Okay! Arias the Labyrinth Butler being discarded here. Oh, and I see it. So, Ragenslay, they have Jinzo, and they have like a Labyrinth-like castle. So it's the castle of trap cards. That's how they're communicating that. And a Labyrinth monster has been activated, so we are going to see Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle show up here. And this is really cool to see, because like Labyrinth is still a good deck. It like always is. But that also means that they're going to have a trap card that can be activated immediately with the effect of Arias the Labyrinth Butler, which is Welcome Labyrinth! So then they get to use another trap card, at least set another trap card, with the effect of their Lady of the Silver Castle. All right, Hollow to Zamina, gonna reveal Ilya Sylvia, so getting the negate effect out, kind of really important. Like, uh-oh, it's Labyrinth, you need to play straight. Like, Labyrinth is so cool. And I mean, all decks are. I'm not trying to throw shade on any particular deck, but it's true that, like, we haven't seen any Labyrinth duelists yet, so it's nice to just see somebody being like, yeah, I could activate a trap card or two on a Saturday. All right, so they are going to go ahead and banish the original Sinful Spoil, Snake Eye, to use its effect targeting the Snake Eye Slambridge Dragon. And has to be very careful now. Like, that's the only issue. Now, here's the thing, though. If you use the Ilya Sylvia to negate, you actually get to special summon the Arias the Labyrinth Butler. So there's a lot of layers of the duel. Wait, if I do that, then hold this. Will I be ready for this? Will I be ready for that? And even if you activate the trap and they negate the effect, remember, negate the effect here, that still means you activate a trap, so you do still get to set another trap card. So that's cool. That's huge. But what version of Labyrinth are they playing? Are they playing, like, Furniture Labyrinth, or, like, Math Labyrinth, or, like, Control Labyrinth? There's a lot of different builds. So we are going to see Snake Eye Poplar. And Snake Eye's Poplar is going to go ahead and grab a Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. Nice little masterclass for your Labyrinth Duelist at home. You're like, what am I supposed to do against all this? Maybe this? Ooh, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring slapping down there. It's going to negate the effect, which still activated a trap card. So that does mean Lady Labyrinth of Silver Castle. Oh, no, I'm going to choose the Arias the Labyrinth Butler. Technically, it's a simultaneous effects go on chain kind of moment. Nibiru the Primal Being. Interesting. But they could use the Azamina Ilya Sylvia here to negate that effect. So you're getting rid of the negate, and you're pushing the two negates back. Nice! Wow, okay. So going to set another Labyrinth card on the field. So let's see this all go together. Chandraglier is going to set what on the field? Okay, big welcome Labyrinth. That's great for next turn as long as you get there. Ilya Sylvia negates Nibiru the Primal Being. Arias the Labyrinth Butler into defense mode. It is time to duel. It is. We are in round 5 right now of 8 for our Shadow Duelist Qualifier tournament to find out who will reveal the celeb and win the mask. And they've given no clues out yet, so nobody knows. Speaking of nobody knows where this duel is going. Divine Temple of the Snake Eye activates and places Snake Eye Oak in the spell and trap zone. I think Dragonslay has done a great job of just showing, like, hey, I can hang out still. Labyrinth is good, but right now we're kind of losing a lot of resources, right? We've gotten rid of, like, most of the stuff that Labyrinth could do, and you can't target the Lady Labyrinth, right? That helps for sure that Lady Labyrinth is this 2900 defender that, like, you just have to get through. But let me tell you, if anybody can get through stuff, maybe it is Moon of the Closed Heaven into Fiendsmith's Requiem. Alright, so Snake Eye Slambridge Dragon. Gonna go ahead and put out 2 level 1 fire monsters on the field. You know, this is difficult because you've got, like, a really good defensive board on Dragonslay, and you have a great way to get back into next turn with the big Welcome Labyrinth set on the field from the effect of the Chandraglier. However, can you get through this turn? That is what's on everybody's mind. It's definitely going to be a longer duel just because of the defensive play. About 12 minutes left on the clock for this one. Fiendsmith's Requiem is activated. We haven't seen a Desiree all tournament for something that's just, like, so lock, stock, and barrel. It's true that we didn't really see Desiree that much during Paper TCG play at the NAWCQ. That's the North American World Championship Qualifier last summer, when all of these cards had kind of freshly come out, except the Azamina stuff. Most of the time, people were just, you know, recycling Fiendsmith Engraver with Lacrima and just making various things like Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, or honestly just Triple D, Wave High King Caesar. Those were probably the top 2. If we ever lost the Wave High King Caesar, I think that Photon Bouncer is still pretty good, right? 1000 damage and a negate does not feel bad. Yes, it's under certain circumstances, but same deal with the Ilya Sylvia. So, speaking of which, though, this combo is starting to come around, and we do have no longer are there any face-down trap cards in the field, so you can target the Lady Labyrinth, the Silver Castle. We have been able to bring out the Doomed Dragon. The Doomed Dragon is going to just be like, go back to the Spell of Trap Zone. If you're a trap and you like it so much, why don't you become one? And I think Dragon Slay may end up losing here. But I was just inspired. Like, honestly, this is a good day just to see some cool Labyrinth gameplay. Today is a day to activate pick cards. They exist. Believe it or not, traps. They're in the game. We are live. We're just waiting to see. I mean, it's only 2,500 Defender at this point. We haven't seen a Fiendsmith fusion yet. Whoa! Link 4 into Appaloosa Boa the Goddess, knowing, okay, I probably can't get rid of my opponent's monsters. I need to just make as powerful a negation board as I can. So I think now we're going to end up seeing, this might be our first Desiree of the tournament. Materials are 2, never a Desiree. Okay, well, a duelist can dream. But it is Fiendsmith's Locker, and it's a great card. Like, for a reason, it's a great card. So we are going to see Fiendsmith Engraver coming back out. What is my dream? Cool duels. I'll duel every duel. But Lacrima, being recently fusion summoned out, does use the effect to bring back Fiendsmith Engraver. And now we are going to see the Wave High King Caesar. Okay, able to stop a lot of stuff, and then one additional set there. Not sure what it is. Could be a cross-out designator. But we're going to end our turn here. And set, and that's going to be all she wrote. So now it's finally turn 2, by the way. You would almost think there'd be a battle phase in this duel because of just the way the field looks. But there's no battle phase. So enter the standby phase. Dragonslay did draw 1 card. If it was a trap card, could try to activate the effect of Arias the Labyrinth Butler, but it would be stopped immediately by Appaloosa Boa the Goddess. And if it's a Welcome Labyrinth or Big Welcome Labyrinth, then Wave High King Caesar can stop that too. And we still don't know what those face down cards are. So one of them might be Deception of the Simple Spoils, but at least one is hidden. All right, the Sky Crisis is here. You did special summon a lot of stuff from the extra deck. Maybe could just use it to battle over the Wave High King Caesar. You can use it actually against the Appaloosa Boa the Goddess because it's a monster with 3,000 or more attack. So that's cool. It is kind of like holding off the Appaloosa, at least for now. But it looks like we're going to go to attach the material. And I guess just get while the getting's good. So no response. And Appaloosa is gone. All right, battle phase. And I think that's all they're going to be able to do at this point is just battle over. Now, there's an argument for getting rid of the Fiendsmith sequence just to do it, right? Like to take away their combo pieces. But if you're a Labyrinth player, man, you can't live with Wave High King Caesar on the field there forever. So they do crash into it, and it's 100 life points now. In terms of timer, they've got about 8 minutes left on the clock. That 100 life points could come up, but we'll see if it is the duel or die moment. Or Milk Bubble Tea, who's been through a lot of these qualifying tournaments, so knows what to do, knows not to panic, knows to play at a reasonable pace, keep up with the good dueling work there. All right, so main phase 1. Milk Bubble Tea just trying to figure out what to do next. It looks like they're going to start by returning Fiendsmith's Lacrima back to the extra deck to bring back Fiendsmith Engraver. It begins. So as this Demon Hunter returns to the field. No, now we're going to see the Holodizamina putting back the Ilya Sylvia. I mean, Dragonslay has done such a good job of just establishing a board presence and saying, do something. The problem for Dragonslay is that Milk Bubble Tea is like, oh, okay, cool, do something. Yeah, here you go, cards. And play briefly passing back over. Maybe there's something that can be done. But whatever the interaction is, it's got to just be like 1. So Fusion Summon here, going to make Mu Archilago. and use that to grab something out of the deck here. And that'll be Wanted Seeker of Simple Spoils. All right. So they still have a little bit of ways to go, right? You can still even activate the Wanted Seeker of Simple Spoils because there's one DUEL star in the graveyard, maybe more on the way. We are going to Link Summon now. And that's going to make Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames, so might be time for a full-on Snake Eyes combo. And a lot of the pieces are in the grave, but more importantly, now Fiendsmith Sequence is in the grave. And so that can be equipped on there, so you could just use that to, yep, just as I said it, Fiendsmith and Grave are going to go ahead and throw this contraption over at the opponent. And I love that it's that same sort of backpack-esque vibe. Man, the teeth on this thing, by the way. Let's get focused on the duel here. But we are seeing Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames bring back the Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon. And that's starting to pile up. That's 45, 75. So for 500 more points of damage, that's all that's needed. So we're going to go and Link Summon here. Maybe find that. Readjust the math a little bit. Heat up the Fire Charmer ablaze. And Hita would be able to bring out, there's no fire monsters down there, but I'm noticing that Hita's being used more defensively as like an extender or like an insurance policy for the next turn. That's really, really cool, honestly. We're still a little shy, but using Snake Eye O put in attack mode, maybe just attack, 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 and that might be how Milk Bubble Tea closes this duel out in round 5. I mean, it's a vibe. Alright, so 1850. We see a lot of interesting stuff though, and Labyrinth, did have a Labyrinth effect to be activated. Looks like it was a Labyrinth Coup Clock the entire time. So time's up, 1850. 1800. 1800. 2019. That's all she wrote. But good stuff, though, Ragnslay showing us that it's still a very viable strategy to play Labyrinth. It just didn't happen this particular turn. Oh, Jinzo having a Psychic Migraine there. Oh, my friend. Okay, any other duels still going on here in the top cut? Yeah, there's plenty of stuff going on. We haven't seen Nautilus or Vegeta here. Or Vegeta. Could be a reference. But from the beginning, we're going to fast forward through this till we get live. Let's see what these duelists are up to. Promethean Princess, Salamangreat. I'm seeing a vibe here. All right, so it's UBEL actually. Starting off with the Nightmare Throne, get the Samsara D Lotus, tributing Samsara D Lotus for Spirit of UBEL. Spirit of UBEL is going to set Eternal Favorite. It's a real UBEL deck in the sense that it's using all the pieces of the animal. Going to go and destroy a card there with the Nightmare Pain, having UBEL out. Going to return those two monsters to make Phantom of UBEL and play passes. Nautilus has his work cut out for him, draws, and it is Salamangreat. Wow, activating Eternal Favorite just to be ready for that Super Polymerization-like effect. But we are going to see right when the Salamangreat of Fire starts, it's going to destroy Spirit of UBEL, but its effect is going to be stopped with Ash Blossom. And we are going to see a chain there trying to stop that effect, but instead Spirit of UBEL still shows up. Its original effect was negated, but it does get to search out another card. So, after Salamangreat Banelinks, we'll see Salamangreat Spinny show up on the field. Link 2 for SP Little Knight, including a linked monster. Gonna banish. Didn't go for the Eternal Favorite. But chaining there manages to dodge any of the UBEL shenanigans there, but it's still got a Phantom of UBEL, a Spirit of UBEL to stare down. Now we see another copy of the Samsara D Lotus, bringing out a level 10 UBEL monster, bringing out Varutris with the Xyz summon there. Finally special summoning one last copy of Spirit of UBEL. And that's pretty much all she wrote for that turn. The play passes back over to Nautilus. Nautilus hasn't really showed us too much on the Salamangreat side, but makes another Banelinks right out of the gate. Has Salamangreat Sanctuary already, uses the Spinny, special summons the Spinny in defense mode, and then it's going to bring out Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. The Sunlight Wolf is going to be made again. Reincarnation Link Summon. Varutris is going to negate the effect there, and looks like we're going to special summon again. So just doing a great job of doing multiple UBELs over and over and over. Real crazy UBEL gameplay here. I almost want to save this replay just to study how good it is. Using the Mature Chronicle. So play passing back over to Vegito. Alright, again, special summoning a UBEL monster. Really getting an Eternal Favorites use. Then again, making The Phantom UBL attacking for 3,000 a passing turn. No monsters on the field means no use of that Nightmare Pain reflected damage. Play's going to pass again from Nautilus, doesn't want to get in there, as long as they don't have to, but Unchained Soul Oriyama puts more attack points in the field, and Ferujos has no negates. This could be it. 2,000, and oh, that's game. UBL clinches it out against Salamangreat in some pretty decent, stylish gameplay there. All right, the round isn't quite over yet, but it looks like our featured matches are. So let's go ahead and check out one of the replays. We can take a look at the replay from Slushy, see what they've got under the hood here. So again, try to feature as many duelists as we can. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit more organized, right, as it always is on our Top Cut stream, because we're going to follow the narratives of certain players and watch their entire 2 out of 3 matches. But this is just a 1 out of 1 format with 20-minute rounds, so we just got to go. And by the way, speaking of going, Trap Tricks? All right, normal summon Pudica. Go ahead and add Trap Trick Garden. Play Trap Trick Garden. Gonna go ahead and bring out our Trap Trick Sarah. Taking a brief look over at our time announcements. So they should be done right now is when time should be called. So we'll get to see this as much as we can, but we're just gonna let this play as normal speed because we'll have a little bit of time before we go into our round 6. And then 6, 7, 8. That'll be all we got left for the day. So after all these wonderful insect and plant monsters are summoned, it looks like the Beer of the Primal Being gonna cut in. Might have been a little too soon, because you still get the special summon of that last Dionea target. It's going to go and set the Lucia, but no further play there, so just a big old Nibiru token in defense mode and a couple of Trap Trick monsters in the hand, but going to go and use Max C. And Feedsmith's Requiem, going to go and shoot on down, maybe since the opponent knows that... Oh, never mind, the Droll Lockwood's going to stop most of that. So Max C be darned. We're going to go ahead and bring out Fiendsmith Engraver. And now the Droll and Lockwood resolves, so no further drawing, of course. But getting rid of the token, going to do... Could have done about 5,800 damage. Going to go ahead and banish. Gets a special summon a Trap Trick monster. Going to choose Pudica. Pudica effect activates. Going to go ahead and bounce the Nibiru for the moment. But using Fiendsmith Sanct here. And then going into main phase 2. Wow, for Fiendsmith's sequence. Actually using the Fiendsmith Sanct, some really creative stuff. But what's this assault mode activate that I see? What? Hope we get to see this. Swirly definitely a duelist to watch here. They did make Fiendsmith's Desiree. Nice to actually see that on the field. They're going to return to Mirror the Primal Being for no effect. No Comet coming here. But we are going to link one into another Trap Trick Sarah. Trap Trick Sarah is going to be supported by Trap Trick Lucia. We're going to negate the effect there. So negating the effect of 2 cards. Actually, wow, don't care about the monster being made. Just care about the additional extensions there. So, Trap Trick Mantis summoned on the field, but its effect will be negated by the Ash Blossom and Joyous Sprig, still holding on to the Assault Mode activate. Interesting. So, effect is negated, just going to set 1 and then activate that Trap Tantalizing Tune, discarding and drawing Seal. Now we're going to link to... Oh no, it's an Xyz summon from Baguska, turning the monsters into defense mode. Good timing to be able to stop the Baguska there for sure. So, shuffling that back. And we actually make out ourselves a match here. Nibiru tries to turn to attack. Nope, sorry, back in defense mode. Tries to negate. Sorry, can't do that either. Wow, Trap Tricks. Swirly is on the ropes here, just with the Baguska, but it's not permanent. Going to detach 1 material each turn. Marmilio gets that additional normal summon. Did activate the effect, though. And so that is enough for Trap Trick Sarah to go ahead and set the Grave Digger's Trap Hole. Going to go ahead and get that Sarah back on the field and link 3 for Trap Trick's Typhus, excuse me. And that's going to destroy. Now, unfortunately, Desiree does have an effect in the graveyard. It's going to return that, able to send another card. Gets rid of the Baguska. So these trap cards are really all you got going for you. But Swirly draws for turn with an emergency teleport. This might be time to see the combo. But Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring stops it before we can even see any psychic shenanigans. So that would have been the beginning of a great combo for Assault Mode players. But nah, it doesn't look like we're going to see it. So monster not destroyed by battle that first turn. Manages to hold on. Trap Trick still controlling this duel. Alright, just going to set a monster there. And does get to send it to the graveyard or special summon a Trap Tricks monster. Banish it on the trap card to destroy. Feeling pretty good here. 1,800, a very slow, methodical duel from Slushy. That's exactly what we need as we're waiting for the outstanding results of round 5. Alright, Fiendsmith's Tract is going to be activated. Gonna discard the Lurry for that free special summon, but it is an activated effect from the graveyard, so Grave Digger's Trap Hole, 2,000 points of damage being dealt by Slushy to Swirly. All the adjectives, all the time. So, just uniquely situated for this duel. Slushy showing us that a lot of different decks can still duel with the best of them. So, 28? 25? That's game. Nice going, Slushy. And Swirly certainly honorable too. But, wow. To see the Trap Tricks still gets it done. All right. So, see if we got our pairings ready. Not yet. Okay, but we're not quite. I guess we can fit in one more room replay so we can see what's going on. We haven't seen Pharaoh Vibes. I love Pharaoh Vibes. Sure, I can enjoy some Pharaoh Vibes. I think we're enjoying some Pharaoh Vibes right now. But, winks aside, let's go ahead and get in. Let's see what these duelists are playing as we continue. So maybe White Forest, Azamina versus Snake Eye. Yeah, because I noticed that a lot of the White Forest players love the snowy background. All right, so we're going to see Kashtira here. So starting with the Kashtira Unicorn, then trying the Bonfire, stopped by Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. That does mean that Solid Texture gets to peek into Pharaoh Vibes extra deck, or not, because we got that effect failure. And that's going to negate all those effects for the rest of the turn, including the Search effect. Gets down that Infinite Permanence, maybe all they can do at this point. So, Pharaoh Vibes feeling pretty good. They're going to go ahead and discard. They are going to have to deal with Kashtira Unicorn. Might as well just rip that Band-Aid off them. Going to see a chain there that wanted Secret Simple Spoils. Doesn't do a whole lot. And may needed to have been saved for use with Deception of the Simple Spoils. They did lose a Chimera. But looks like now they're going to summon Mirror Sword Knight, tribute it to summon Big Wing Burfamet. Big Wing Burfamet's effect would have activated. But that is going to lure out the Infinite Impermanence. So no effect there. Still have some decent cards in the hand, though, including the Deception of Simple Spoils, which they're going to go ahead and get rid of the LZ Azamina of the White Forest to add the Hallowed Azamina. Use that effect for Mu Archelago for the Surge to keep those plays extended. So Mu Archelago in attack mode there. And going to go ahead and add the Azamina card and chooses to add the Sinful Spoils of Slumber, which allows you to target level 5 or higher illusion monster, wall the cards in the graveyard, set the card but banish it, but also target a face-up special summon a monster and then change it to face-down defense position. So two really cool effects all in the same card. Gets to set the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest as well as banish to return and draw. Gets that Chimera, but right now it's really just about the battle phase. Mu Archelago attacks, then 2,500 from Via Bellstar and 14 from the Big Winged Burfamet. Alright, play passes back over to Solid Texture. Pharaoh Vibes doing pretty well for themselves. They're going to go ahead and summon Kashtira Fenrir. But that's okay, that special summon monster's going right face down. You do get to go ahead and use the Bonfire. However, you're going to see another Fusion Summon monster, and that Maxi is going to draw whatever card is going to save Solid Texture's life here. The Simple Spoils of the White Forest. Quick little fusion here. And the materials are enough to make Burfamet the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts. Are going to draw the Infinite Permanence and going to get the Snake Eye Ash. Can't use either of them, actually, when you think about it. At least not yet, but here comes Unironic Chain Link 3. Let's wind it all back. So, King of Mythical Claws getting Cornfield Quaddle. Big Wing Burfamet getting Mirror Sword Knight back to the field. Do get to draw again, though. Sending Evil Hero and Dusted Gold to the graveyard. Going to distribute that Mirror Sword Knight in order to special summon a monster that mentions Chimera Fusion. And that's going to be another Big Wing Burfamet trying to get more resources, just trying to out-resource war each other. Both duelists really just getting more and more cards. And speaking of more cards, both players doing it at the same time, right? Whose turn is it anyway? Snake Eyes Poplar, special summon to the field. Big Wing Burfamet going to get Chimera Fusion. And, of course, Gazelle, the Mythical King of Paws. Mirror Sword Knight is going to banish to negate the effect, though, of the Snake Eyes Poplar trying to slow things down. Do have that Pressured Planet Rates on. Certainly a helpful card right now. I'm going to use it to grab the Kashtira Unicorn. But before we do anything more, I'm going to use Snake Eyes Poplar to link off into Link Karibo. Taking a look at our round clock, we should be starting the next one in about a minute here, so I think we got to fast forward because we want to catch the live dueling. So we'll just let this sort of play out and continue to narrate those. We get our Snake Eyes Flamebridge Dragon, also negated by Cornfield Quaddle. So good looking out there, negated and destroyed, but that does mean additional level 1 monsters on the field. Moon of the Closed Heaven popping itself out. Fiendsmith Requiem Link Summon off the Link, there should be the Light Beam there. Then equipping onto Fiendsmith Requiem, which brought itself back, throw in the backpack, and then making Fiendsmith Sequence and see what Fiendsmith Sequence uses out here. It's just going to be Fiendsmith Lacrima. Lacrima's going to go ahead and grab that Fiendsmith Engrave back to the hand. Fiendsmith Engraver discards from the hand to grab Fiendsmith Track. We never used it this turn, despite what this field looks like. We're going to get Lurie, get rid of Lurie, and then get Lurie back in that order. Fibble Lurie linked off with another Link Monster of Fiendsmith Sequence. Make Promethean Princess Bestower Flames. Battle phase. Just going to start ripping through the opponent here. Might have picked the wrong duel, because it looks like that. They're going. They're going. We're going to have to catch this one later because the live duels are in action. But if you wanted to know who won that one, it looks like it was going to be Pharaoh Vibe. So GG on them. Let's go for our World Championship competitors are back in action. We want to go ahead and feature as many duelists as we can. Let's take a look at Maybach versus T2 Spectre at the beginning of a round 6 of 8. So there's going to be 2 more rounds after that one, and 3 rounds including this one. All right, looks like we got some stuff. Solid Texture saying that he panicked and he messed up stuff. Okay, good game, good game. All right, we did get to see that. But let's see this duel in action. All right, so back to work here. We're saying hello to our duelists who are apparently watching us from actually the competition. So here we've got Maxi responding to the summon of Fabled Lurie. And we are live, and that's going to be stopped with an Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. So all the cards from the hand. So Maxi is not going to be drawing any cards in Fabled Lurie, showing up on the field in defense mode. Kind of a simplified sort of field. Feels like a speed duel when each player has only 3 cards in hand, so there's only 1 monster on the field. But it's about to get a whole lot more complicated than a speed duel as Fiendsmith Requiem this year. Going to use its effects. Is there another Ash Blossom from the opposing side? No. Fiendsmith Engraver right there on the field, staring down T2 Spectre. I mean, it is their icon. If you take a look up here, they're actually rocking it out too. All right, so equipment on there. A lot of great competitors actually that I got to see in the chat, which is cool. But we're not out of the woods yet. We do see a Mulcharmi Purulia, and that does mean there's going to be some summons from the hand. You probably don't want to slow your combo down that much, but you do have to consider that technically if you are getting anything like Snake Eye Ash to the field and you get the Poplar summon from the hand, that's 1 draw. So Purulia is certainly strong against a variety of decks. Some decks it's super strong against, like you get Purulia and you're playing Fluandereeze, not a good time, right? You're just like, every summon is just draw, 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 draw. But in this particular matchup, there's not too many summons from the hand. Dia Bellstar is one, of course, kind of missed the boat on that. The Fabled Lurie summons from the graveyard. Most of the cards summon from the graveyard. So we're not at like Mulcharmi Meow's territory. That's going to be scary. That might be when we see Maxi put to 1 E-Master Duel. Can you imagine? But it looks like an Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring is going to slow down the original Sinful Spoils there. Looks like this duel is definitely... I like how narrow this duel is. I know that sounds really weird, but we've watched all these really explosive, like really wide duels. I'm loving that this one is just barely squeaking by, that each duel is just kind of getting their game plan off. Now we see Fiendsmith Sequence. So Fiendsmith Sequence likely to bring out Lacrima. I feel like if I was Maybach, you know, we've got such a limited field. Ooh, the Infinite Permanent, so well timed. So no further fusions, and you're kind of trapped having the sequence on the field. Maybe the most you get is you've already used all your good effects though with Fiendsmith Engraver. We're gonna see the Triple Tactics talent. Is it the hand or the draw? Oh, we're gonna look at the opponent's hand, and it's Heavy Storm and Dora Dora. You can get rid of the Dora Dora. Now it's up to T2 Spectre to just draw any Tenpai Dragon. They set a card, it kind of says, hey, do you want a Heavy Storm me or not? Heavy Storm and a Tenpai Dragon Pydra gets it done. Main phase 1. Did he draw it? Songyan summoning! Wow. Not worried about the face down card, thinking to themselves, T2 Spectre says he knows I have Heavy Storm, so whatever he said must just be there. My dragons are unaffected, so I summon Tenpai Dragon Pydra. Oh my goodness. This duel, I told you I love how narrow it is, but because it was so small, that meant that Maybach was effectively opened up to that 1-2-3 Tenpai combo. And we've already gotten there from Songyan summoning to Tenpai Dragon Pydra to, of course, the Songyan Kaimen. What do you do next? A battle phase. We're doing it. So, 500. Is the face down card real? That's what the really, like, is the mind game working? Alright, they add Tenpai Dragon Shudra, and they special summon Tenpai Dragon Shudra. Infinite Impermanence! Wow! Wow, wow, wow. You could chain, and you can do the quick synchro, because you have to now. And I think this is fine because you make, on Spectre's side, Sangenpai Binant Dragion, and then you're able to special summon, and then just go, right? Just faster you can say Aura, Aura, Aura. Because the Sangenpai Binant Dragion can special summon from the graveyard there, and from here on, there's not a single point of interaction from Maybach, right? As long as we're not forgetting anything in the graveyard, and we're not. And it's a weird tournament, too, because you think to yourself, maybe I just want to run Battle Fader. It's the Fiend, you know, it pairs well with some of the new Fiend support we've had. But, yeah. Nothing too crazy in this. This is just straight good Tenpai dueling. And we're starting to see those cuts in the carpet, right? If you are Maybach, you're about to have your duel field remodeled the hard way. So 1700, unfortunately. Remember, X2 can make it. If you are in these tables, you are probably making it to day 2. But now you really need to think about, do I overcorrect? Do I play weird things? 100 life points, by the way. I got that as anime numbers. But I don't know if there's going to be any coming back from where Maybach is going. Maybe Maybach, but maybe not. All right. Making the Ruddy Rose Dragon just for the style points, and that's all she wrote. At that point, Maybach says, no, return. I can't. All right, let's see what else we got. Maurizio, I want to say, was a duelist that we saw a couple of times during the HoloLive event, so I'm curious to see what they're playing now. But just good, solid stuff. Got some friendly player banter in our Discord here. I saw, well, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! For you. And yeah, that is Yu-Gi-Oh! For you. All right, Maurizio, setting 2. We're going to speed through this just to catch up. Love the punk sleeve, but we're also setting 3 from RXO's side. What? What? All right, it's Punk Gold Pride? All right, what? Ash Blossom and Joy Spring is going to stop the Gold Pride Start Your Engines. And then we're seeing Monadium Obsidian? Ah, but cold. Dimensional Barrier. Synchro Monster. Wow. Okay. I think I just, like, happened onto one of the coolest duels ever here. And both players, like, really favoring what they're playing here, right? Using the Punk Sleeves. You're playing Gold Pride. That's a huge giveaway. Using the Light Heart for the other side. Also really cool here. But Called by the Grave going to go ahead and banish the Ash Blossom Joy Spring. And the Monadium. Excuse me, the Peaceful Planet Caleron is going to resolve. So I'm a little effervescent when I see decks that I know so well and that aren't commonly played. And for this level of a high-stakes tournament, so we'd be like, yeah, let's do it. It's Punk Gold Pride time. Just more power to you, duelists. And same thing for Mauricio rocking out what appears to be like the full Scareclaw Monadium hype train. So Visa Starfrost. All right, so Link summoning a Scareclaw Lightheart, using that to get the Primitive Planet Rakephobia, or Reichphobia. Reichphobia immediately being activated, getting the Scareclaw Lightheart. Scareclaw Reichheart, I mean. Scareclaw Reichheart getting Scareclaw Arrival. They're all so similar. Arrival, Reichheart, Lightheart. But there's Visa Starfrost. The 3 defense position monster is able to destroy that Gold Pride Leon. Get that right off the field. Oh, it is maybe a bad day for RXO. But Vicious Astrolabe appearing on the field, special summon to that Sacred Arrow of Cross Sheep, allowing you to bring out another monster there. And then Link Appaloosa Bow with the Goddess. Oh man, that is going to hurt. Bestial Magnemite also banishing that once per duel. Scareclaw Lightheart, and then activating its effect. 2,400. 3,000. 25. That leaves RXO at 100 life points, which is a great place to be for Gold Prime. But it may not happen, so we'll see what they got. All right, drawn for turn. RXO discarding the no Punk Foxy 2 and playing a deck again that's very near and dear to my heart. But that is going to be negated by the Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Maybe they got a triple tactics talent. Maybe this was all feint. Looks like Gold Pride Eliminator. Negated again. That effect is going to stop. End phase. No, not like this. Well, it is a race to the bottom when you play Gold Pride, right? You want your life points to be as low as possible. They don't get any lower to 0, but I will say RXO, great showing for showing up to this tournament with that. And same deal, Maurizio, bringing out the Monadium stuff. Very cool. All right, we do still have some live gameplay here, so let's take a look at what's going on from Chaotic Zero and I believe it was Lucario. But just really, really exciting stuff. Really, really exciting stuff. Gold Pride, it's a good deck. It's never good. I mean, it's one of my favorites. And it's always the deck that I love, like at the beginning of the season. I could jam some games of Gold Pride. Speaking of jamming some games, Lucario going to start off with LZ, but Chaotic beating that with Max C. Don't know what the C stands for, but you know. Stay tuned. All right, maybe it stands for cards that you draw. There's that first one. All right, Azamana Atha is going to go and send itself to the field. We do see Sylvia the White Forest, normal summon out there to grab the tails of the White Forest. Going to go ahead and get Synchro Summon here for Archelia. Sinister Soul of the White Forest. Going to go and send a spell and trap to the graveyard, recycling that to get Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. Of course, Tails gets to send itself back down, but you do have the materials. You can just flip that up. Yep, and there we go. Tails of White Forest just going to special. We try to deck him out? I guess we'll see. Lucario preferring to just establish the best board possible. And now we're going to Synchro Summon. It's Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest. Mind your manners, the teacher is in town. Elzad Azamana of the White Forest going to activate its effect. Also, Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest, going to go ahead and target something in the graveyard. And that's going to be adding that Tails of the White Forest back to the hand again, since it actually is the only spell. We are going to get Deception of the Sinful Spoils. And activating that immediately, attributing a monster, it's going to be, I think, Astelo of the White Forest went down. Hallowed Azamana into the hand, being activated. So, unfortunately, I think things are going to get a little wild for the school here. No, Ilya Sylvia, don't touch the darkness. You were a light spellcaster. You don't have to be a dark illusion. But now we're seeing the infinite permanence being chained there, so nothing off the Ilya Sylvia. And, of course, seeing the Bestial Magnemite there. Ooh, but stepping with the Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion because, get this, Magnemite does touch the graveyard during the end phase. So negate, no dragons for you. Going to set 4 additional cards, end the turn there, and Deception of Sinful Spoils. So feeling pretty good with just what they got for now. But they are staring down 8 cards, and it's Fury Reyes map. We could have a Blue Eyes match actually going on here. In terms of time, make sure we're not missing anything crazy. This round is going to end at 49 minutes past the hour, which is about 7 minutes from now. This may be the last one we get to see, but it is Blue Eyes content. So we do get to see, ooh, Neo Kaiser Seahorse, along with the Bestial Druid Worm getting chained there. The Sylvia the White Forest is also going to try to swap that out. So Sylvia the White Forest, go ahead and put the card back. Yeah, you got to be very careful when you're trying to banish those synchro monsters. I would really much rather chain to that every time. Elsa of the White Forest going back to the hand there. And Mausoleum of White. Going to go ahead and use the effect of Mausoleum of the White, but opponent did activate a card or effect. So we are going to see a couple of different things happen. We're going to use Infinite Permanence, stop the Spirit with Eyes of Blue before it can even tribute itself out, and the Mausoleum of White. So Blue Eyes goes to the graveyard, but at what cost? And now all those monsters are going to go face down, except, of course, little baby blue spirit with Eyes of Blue. Cutest monster ever in the Blue Eyes family, right? Don't tell the actual Blue Eyes White Dragon I said that. But Astelar going to the field. Silvera going to flip all those cards down now, using the Wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding Blue Eyes White Dragon, adding Roar of the Blue Eyed Dragon, and Maiden of Light. So maybe not completely down and out, Maiden of White going to use effect. Just watch out for the Imperm Column. Going to play the True Light over there, as well as the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. And it's going to be met with Sinful Spoils. It's going to Fusion Summon. Might be time to just slip in an Ilya Sylvia for a quick negate there, but actually using 3 materials here for Guardian Chimera. Anytime a card just says Fusion Summon, it doesn't say anybody specific. Gotta watch out for Guardian Chimera. So, Blue Eyes hits the field, but Guardian Chimera able to get some stuff done. Going to set a spell or trap on the field. And that's going to be Ultimate Fusion for later. But now Guardian Chimera gets to draw and then destroy 2. And True Light going to destroy all those monsters. But Blue Eyes Jet Dragon showing back up. Jet Dragon is going to be able to bounce cards because there is a Blue Eyes monster on the field. So Battle Phase going to bounce the Chimera. Get rid of the Synchro there. Set 2. Not doing too bad. Hanging in there, Chaotic. Alright, so Sylvia the White Forest trying to recycle, but now the Bestial Druisworm correctly chained onto there, able to get rid of it. But we do see, unfortunately, the DUEL jumping in there to special summoning a level 7 or lower Synchro monster. So Druisworm stopping Sylvie from recycling, but Astellar the White Forest and Tails the White Forest both getting those effects. So more resources is why White Forest is so hard to play against. You thought you got rid of it. You didn't. Trust me, fans, there's still more cards coming. Speaking of which, Elzet Azamana of the White Forest being added from the deck to the hand, setting that Tails of the White Forest, special summoning Astellar. But now we have Majesty of the White Dragons, able to blast some cards. But before then, Azamana Offense being chained as well. So those cards go back to the hand. That's huge. Huge power spells being played here. Now we're live. This duel is actually happening before our eyes. Just getting rid of the spells and traps for the most part. There was a destroyed card, so Blue Eyes Jet Dragon can special summon itself back to the field. You have to be careful every time you're resetting, right? You're like, wow, I bounced those cards, returning them back to the hand. Well, that means the extra deck, which means those Synchros may be coming right back out. So Chaotic Zero has a lot of work to do here, but is off to a good start and does have a recyclable Bestial monster. But it's Lucario's turn, so going to go ahead and recycle the Hollowed Azamana. Putting back an Azamana Fusion monster to be able to fuse once more in the future. Now we're just here. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, still a really good card. Great in Master Duel. I think arguably very good in the TCG. Most lists right now at Blue Eyes Primate are playing it. Sometimes it can feel bricky, but it's like one of the last few bricks in the deck that you're willing to play, other than, of course, Blue Eyes White Dragon. We are going to link summon here, though, so Fiendsmith's Requiem appearing on the field here. Depends on what this live set card is. We know the other cards in the hand. It's Mausoleum, and it's a Bestial that's already been played this turn. So Fiendsmith Engraver slapping on down. True Light just sitting there in the graveyard. Not going to do much help unless you draw another Maiden of Light. Maiden of White, excuse me. Same thing, right? At least for Yu-Gi-Oh! Terminology. A monster like named Blue or White is typically a light monster, right? Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, that's a light monster. Maiden of White, that's a light monster too. White Forest, yeah, that's a light monster. I guess maybe that does actually track. I'd be very curious to see all the monsters in the game that don't follow that rule. All right, but speaking of following the rules, Fiendsmith's sequence here to follow along with a very familiar play, and it really just depends on what this face down card is. This is the entire duel, just depends on what this is. Is it Infinite Permanence? Is it something not Chaotic Zero holding that close to the chest? Not going to reveal what it is, what they're working with. Maybe not time to play it. Now we'll fusion Fiendsmith's Lacrima. And so, grabbing another Engraver. Out of the graveyard. No, actually not getting Engraver. Fabled Lurie this time. Maybe don't need the Engraver. Maybe just need the lower levels. We are going to see the LZ Azamana of the White Forest use this effect, reveal itself, special summon itself, because it is an Azamana. And a White Forest card. It's one of like the best archetypal support cards I think I've ever seen. Like, every deck has like one card where like, what? Tip by Dragon Genraku, Snake Eyes Poplar, Fiendsmith Engraver. And it's cool that now White Forest has that too, and it's why it's such a powerful deck right now. But now we see the Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. And the face down card is another copy of True Light, using the effect here to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon in attack mode. But it's down to 2,400. Gonna try to use the effect of Maiden of White. Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess will negate that, reducing its attack down to 1,600. And smart, there's no reason not to do that. You're big enough to get through the Blue Eyes. You don't want to have too many things out there. Chose to reset the attack there, though. Even though 25 would have gotten it done, would have dealt just a little bit more damage there, 100 more points. Maybe worried about Honest, right? Is there a Blue Eyes player out there rocking Honest? Because I want to see him if they're out there. But unfortunately, Chaotic does concede there. And that's all she wrote for that duel. That's going to be time on the round. So there's some outstanding matches. Let's see if we can catch a replay that already happened here. Unless there's anybody else still going that hasn't closed it out. Nope, looks like we're good. So room members see a recent replay. And haven't gotten to see either of these two duelists. So let's take a look at it from Team A4. Remember, I love when the team names show up in the name. And I'm like, I don't know who that team is. There's more Yu-Gi-Oh to learn. So let's see what Team A4 is all about. Speaking of more Yu-Gi-Oh to learn. Previously recorded duel as we wait for our round. Really? I mean, are we going that fast? Is it really about to be round 7? It is about to be round 7. All right, so focusing on this duel. Got that beautiful Sky Striker music. And we've also got Millennium cards. We're going to start it with Golem that guards the Millennium Treasure. Going to have to pay 2,000 since there's no Ankh. We're going to grab the Wedju Temple. Play the Wedju Temple. Are we going to put the Effect Veiler? Because you got to keep the Lure. No, the Lure is what we're getting rid of. So, Sengenju that wakes from the Millennium. Special summon the field, take another 2,000 life points, but now we got a Link 2 and 2 monsters make a Moon of the Closed Heavens. A great backdoor way. I have been preaching this literally since I introduced this to the TCG. Millennium monsters are bodies for your combos. They don't have to be played in Exodia. They can be played in Exodia. It's really cool when you play in Exodia. But look at what you can do when you're just hanging out and playing these cards. So we do get to see multiple monsters get sent to the grave. Doom Dragon shows up. Fiendsmith sequence now with the correct materials, including a Fiendsmith monster. Gonna immediately recycle these Link monsters to make Lacrima. Lacrima's already got access to a Fiendsmith Engraver in the graveyard. You see showing the Team A4 ain't here to mess around. So now you got 2 6s. Let's go ahead and combine those to make Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. No fear of Devere the Primal Being here. Detaching a Fiendsmith Engraver and sending the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. Gonna go ahead and banish that. Put back the Doom Dragon to search the Snake Eye's Ash. Great gameplay, just really methodical. Normal summoning the Snake Eye Ash, grabbing the Snake Eye's Poplar, getting the Snake Eye's Poplar, and special summoning its own effect. I think at this point, Divine Temple the Snake Eye, we're gonna say goodbye to the Wedju Temple field. Actually using its effect properly, like not leaving any meat on the bone. So that'll bring out your Flamberge Dragon. Of course, you get to place the Snake Eyes Diabell Star down. Now we're going to go ahead and Link summon to Link 2, and that's going to be an IP Masquerena. So IP Masquerena on the field there, Flamberge Dragon left. So what do we get in its place? Two level 1s. Sesame Street jokes and styles. Go ahead and perform another Link summon. And this time it's going to be Promethean Princess Bestower Flames. I know that Big Bird taught you how to count, so you can count with me here. Let's go ahead and do 1,200 damage. Special summon out 1 monster with 3,000 attack. Just numbers. That's all we're here to talk about. All day is just numbers. The great numbers here is we're going to link to Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Going to go ahead and use the effect of the Snake Eyes Diabell Star to special summon where Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf points. Grab back the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring for later use. Bring back the Snake Eyes Doom Dragon, which is insane. And then are they making Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy? No, they're doing number 90 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lords with different type of negation this time, but very powerful nonetheless. And you get a search. Link Karibo, of course. Nice little Link monster there. And gonna go ahead and put back the Lacrima, Fiendsmith Lacrima, back to the extra deck to special summon Fiendsmith Engraver. And then finally, I think this is gonna be an Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. And the arrows are right for that, so 3 material Appaloosa. Oh, not the bear version, the Rarity Collection style. And great field, great field. That shows you why you need to be considering Millennium monsters. This is crazy. But Dark Ruler no more! Be gone! And feels pretty good. So do get to special summon the IP Masquerena, and Masquerena's effect is not negated. So, Link summon for SP Little Knight. Banish to stop the desperation play. Does have another Dark Ruler no more. So trying to go even further here. I guess Triple Tactics Talent Draw 2. No, take control of the monster and use that to send into the graveyard? No, it looks like we're going to do as much damage as we can with the Flamberge Dragon. So remember, the Linkuriboh was negated there. And sending it to the graveyard. So, now we've got a DUEL Star, but still have the Flamberge Dragon and Effect Veiler. Oh man, you see just doing his team so proud. Still having Max C, still having Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring in the hand. A 3,000 defense monster, but also now you've got Poplar and Snake Eye Ash to deal with on a new chain when you were only staring down a single DUEL Star with nothing else. The 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More were huge. Of course, so was the Triple Tactics Talent. I think maybe I would have gone for the draw instead of the other stuff, but here comes the turn change. Just good stuff. Now, the next round, round 7, is going to start in 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and fast forward this so we don't have to cut this off. But I think Sun's getting real low for Urnasam here as Yusif just has every card in the book to throw at him, right? Using the Requiem to bring out the Engraver. Engraver's going to go ahead and toss the Requiem back. Turn those monsters to attack mode, summon one more thing out, and here comes the battle phase. Blam, blam, blam. Blam, and excuse me. Blam. Wow, so just a very powerful play by Yusif there. Starting to shape up as we get into the last. We've got 2 more rounds to go, by the way. 7, which is this round, and 8. But really good stuff. So now we're seeing everybody sit down here. We'll try to, again, feature as many different duelists. I'm curious about AI Maker. AI Maker. Well, I'm a fan of the Maker. So, maybe. Jesse Cotton still hanging out here in the tournament with Blue Eyes White Dragon. Be neat to see. Do-do-do-do-do. Looks like we've got plenty of people streaming the tournament too from their perspective. Right now, Judo Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 6-0, looking at the record. I think we're going to see about the same here, about to start here in a minute. So just good to see like as much of the stuff as we can. But tomorrow's going to be where the rubber hits the road again. It's going to be top 32. So if you're just joining us, you know who I am. But you may not know what's going on. So we're in round 7 of 8. That's right, we have been streaming 6 rounds so far at 20 minutes apiece. That's why it's going so fast. But this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Tournament to find out who is going to take that coveted spot to fight against the Shadow Duelist, an unknown celebrity with an interest in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. The first one of these Shadow Duels we had was Nocturne, none other than Zayn Malik of One Direction, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan with a great story about trade binders, of making their own stuff. And like, I really resonate with that because there's a lot of all my cosplay stuff still around the room, and it's just that idea of like, man, I'm gonna make it myself. Also, we have got some great duelists in the Shadow Duelist competition because we saw that Xavier Woods decided to become a duelist themselves. We've still got 1 round left, and we're gonna go ahead and start that now. So let's go ahead and jump on in. This is round 7. Excuse me, not 1 round left. We got 2 rounds left. Round 7 and then round 8 to find out exactly who is going to be here. So you have 20 minutes, duelists. You may begin. This round will end at 16 minutes past the hour. So we got some time. Oh, Fire Kings, actually. We're going to start off with the Fire King Cortiel Volcanics destroying the High Avatar Kieran there to grab the Ponix. And we still don't have a single clue. Nobody knows the Shadow Duelist. Nobody knows. It could be your favorite musician, your favorite actor. Could be an astronaut. Could be a celebrity of a different kind. Could be an athlete. Nobody knows. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to find out. But first, we got to find out who is going to face them. So, Ponix is going to go ahead and get that Sanctuary. Fire King Sanctuary is going to go ahead and place onto the field Fire King Island. Fire King Island is going to use its effect now to destroy the Coltier Volcanics and add from the deck to the hand the Sacred Fire King Garunix. Now we're going to see Coltier Volcanics effect and Garunix's effect because it says from the hand even if not. Right, a nice way to explain how the private knowledge area stuff in the game works. The ruling's built into the card effect, thankfully. All right, so let's go ahead and special summon all the fiery beasts. So, Sacred Fire King Garunix. And then, of course, Fire King High Avatar Garunix. But now, because we destroyed that Fire King Avatar Arvada, it is going to bring back to the field the Fire King High Avatar Kirin. Fire King's still very good, recently winning YCS Birmingham in person, running Pot of Extravagance. He was just like, yeah, whatever. Whatever I'm going to draw, I'm going to draw. Give me more cards. And now we got Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames. So she's going to drop down and special summon another fire monster. I imagine you get one of the Grunics. You could get the Arvada, though, for the effect negation. Either of them is a strong play. But I feel like Arvada at least gives you a little bit of resistance to whatever Zero Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be pushing back on Rainbow's field. But just taking a moment to think here. There's a lot of great fire options. All right, maybe they heard me. Maybe they're like, you know what? You're right, Pheromone. Maybe I will bring this card out. Well, if you're just returning, we're around 7 now. And duels are still heating up as we see Amphibious Swarmship Amlo, honestly really good, destroys cards, is a fire monster. What more do you need in Fire Kings? Like, if the card's like, hey, I'm on fire, and I destroy stuff, it's a pretty good time, right? Pretty good time. All right, so Zero Yu-Gi-Oh's first chance to play, first turn at bat. Gonna go ahead and discard for Nightmare Apprentice, so Illusion, Fiendsmith, Chimera. So we are going to go ahead and see both effects activate here. Getting discarded specifically, by the way. So perfect for Nightmare Apprentice. Gets an easy Fiend on the board. Maybe grabs an Illusion Monster. Looks like we're going to destroy that with the Fire King Avatar Arvada. Difficult decision to make. Of course, you want to destroy those cards in Fire King as quickly as you can to get as much advantage as you can against your opponent. Great timing on the Max C, by the way. Maybe an Ash Blossom of Joyous Spring right now. Nope, it's going to resolve. So Max C is in play here. We are going to destroy the Amphibious Swarmship Ambler Whale, which means its effect can be live. We do get to draw here. Speaking of live, we're back to live play. So just taking a moment to think. Going to go and activate the Sacred Fire King Garunix. Right, it was in the graveyard. The fire monster was destroyed. I love that it's a monster that was originally fire. Not allowed to change those attributes. No scrolls of bewitchment here. It's a thing. DNA Attribute Surgery, I guess, would be a more relevant card for changing attributes. Golden Homunculus. It's a weird thing, but you can change your attribute in Yu-Gi-Oh! It can be whatever attribute you like. But fire is the attribute for the moment. So Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames, back on the field. Paired up with the Sacred Fire King Garunix. Now Garunix's effect is going to activate, as is Arvada. So plenty of special summons and a little bit more destruction here. And well-timed, kind of keeping Zero Yu-Gi-Oh! At bay. I can't let you have that Light Fiend. I can't let you get to this combo. I get that I have Max C, but just no, fam, no. But now it's Zero Yu-Gi-Oh's chance to respond. And we're going to see the Garunix back on the field. Finally destroying. And now it's the Kirin. So really just playing in the space in between during the next open game state. Rainbow going to pop another monster on the field, this time the legendary Fire King Ponix. And destroying the Fabled Luri. Again, getting it done before anything happens. Now we're going to add a Fire King spell or trap. I would assume Skyburn. And it is Fire King Skyburn. Okay, since they've run out of the usual, hits of Sanctuary and Fire King Island. Now we see the Mirror Sword Knight. Mirror Sword Knight is going to tribute to try to special summon here. Looks like the effect is good, no points of interaction. Went right by that, so resolved immediately. And we see the Gazelle, the King of the Claws, to get to draw off of the Max C there. And now plays passing back. So whatever was drawn there could be another Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Wow. Just that good. Just feel like draw, go. So the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring going to go ahead and stop the effect of Gazelle, the Mythical King of Claws. Going to be difficult. Again, if you're just joining us, we are in round 7 of 8. Tournament's almost over, but we're doing just incredibly so far because we've got to see some of the greatest duelists in the world take each other on. Some great Blue Eyes gameplay too, which was the main thing I was here for. But it's not just about Blue Eyes. Sometimes a Yami Yugi deck or two. We saw Dark Magician earlier, like legit. But actually, Illusion Chimera is a Yami Yugi deck. Almost all of them are like retrains of Yami Yugi's monsters. Even the Illusion Magician there. Or Nightmare Apprentice, I should say. It's not Apprentice Illusion Magician. It's got a cooler hat and a different type. Speaking of different types, Rainbow finally getting to draw? Maybe they have a mixture here. We haven't seen anything that's not Fire King yet, except for the extra monsters, like Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. Are going to get that Ponix back out of the graveyard during the standby phase. Haven't left the standby phase yet, because Fire King High Avatar Garunix also going to use its effects. Go ahead and special summon it from the graveyard. Blam! And then destroy all the monsters on the field. Feels pretty good. Puts that Bestower of Flames back into the graveyard. Also could trigger a lot of different effects, including Legendary Fire King Ponix. So free special summon gets you another body on the field for additional link summons. I feel like Rainbow's got to be sizing up to get through this, although a Nibiru the Primal Being could be an upset here. We're just now in the main phase. Fire King Island, probably going to destroy the Ponix. It's certainly an extra easy card to get rid of. It's only 500 attack, so goodbye Ponix. And hello, Fire King Courtier Volcanics before the normal summon even happens. Sacred Fire King Garunix did see a card destroyed, so special summon it back to the field. And it could destroy another fire monster. Just destroy, destroy, destroy. I remember when this deck first came out, I tried to use Dark Hole Dragon. I just tried. And it was good, but it wasn't quite enough. It's hard when they've got this many points of destruction, this many ways to just break cards into pieces. Feels pretty good. But speaking of feeling pretty good, looks like we're right into the battle phase. 2700 attack. And there's the piece of interaction. Looks like it's going to be Drua's Worm. And so Drua's Worm is going to banish Zero Yu-Gi-Oh's own copy of the Nightmare Apprentice, put itself in defense mode. But there was a monster special summoned here, so you do get to do Promethean Princess, able to destroy the Sacred Fire King Garunix and the Drua's Worm. Bring out the Princess. And you kind of have to destroy the Princess or send it to the graveyard, I would imagine, with the Bestial Drua's Worm, because it just means more monsters. So, still gets 2,700, but that's the only thing that happens. You see Ray just flutter through the screen there. Can't believe we're only 1 month away from the anime series featuring Ray and Fallen of Abaz. Could be a good time on YouTube, which is where the replay of today's entire tournament is going to go. So if you're just curious about all the content we have, that will be there. But Legendary Fire King Ponix being added back to the hand during the standby phase, so Zero Yu-Gi-Oh have to face another card there. Staring down, 4 on the field, 5 in the hand with only 3 to their own name. But going to start with a Light Fiend, Evil Hero, a Dusted Gold. Powerful monster that certainly near and dear to my heart. Playing a lot of Evil Heroes in the background in the TCG. Still haven't quite made the deck perfect the way I was looking for. I tried Evil Hero Fiendsmith yesterday, but speaking of Evil Hero Fiendsmith, let's turn this Light Fiend immediately into Fiendsmith Requiem. Tributing that off. And bringing out the Ire and Wrath of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. So no fam, no you don't. So Zero could blow this duel wide open with a Triple Tactics talent, or a Triple Tactics Stress, but it seems like Fiendsmith and Grave are in the hand. Don't have to worry about the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. No Called by the Grave of any kind. So we are going to see Fiendsmith's tracks. Could be a Droll Lockbird, though. We have seen that on and off throughout the tournament. Oh, there it is! Droll and Lockbird, without a doubt. Just really something to think about. Something to think about for sure. But Fiendsmith Engraver going to go ahead and return the Evil Hero a Dusted Gold back to the deck. And special summon itself to the field. Maybe get something going here, but no! Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. So rightfully sent to the graveyard for this moment, destroying both the cards, including a Fire King monster. There is no wriggling out of this one, Zero, I think, depending on what those last 2 cards in your hand are. Maybe the end of this duel. Because now Sacred Fire King Garunix is on the field, and it continues that advantage engine. So that is going to end this turn. So play passing back over to Rainbow. Good to see those in the chat. Got just this and 1 more round left. We're going to bring out the Fire King High Avatar Garunix. And Garunix going to go ahead and be backed up by Legendary Fire King Ponix there. Just all the Fire Kings all the time. Now we're getting closer. Now that we're in the main phase, there's currently about 3,200 points of beautiful attacks on the board. Ooh, I think this is DUEL Star. Yep, there she is. So 32 plus 25. I think that's going to close it out just there. Got to be careful. Don't want to run into a Debir of the Primal being this late stage into the tournament. You may save that for something else. Because you've got game, but you also don't want to rush in. Looks like we are going to the battle phase, though. Rainbow attacking. 27. 25. 500. That's game. So, Rainbow clutching out with Fire King. Little shades of Dinka Boys win. I said win. Dinka Boys win over at YCS Birmingham. All right, see if there's anything else going on. I did want to take a look at AI Maker here just to see what's going on in terms of time on this round 7. It's going to end at 16 minutes past the hour, so it's about 7 minutes from now. Duelists both have a little bit of time here. See what's going on in Pandemonium. AI Maker decided to go first, rocking out the Cybers field. Perhaps a true blue Cybers duelist, but gonna go ahead and reveal Danger Bigfoot. Interesting. Getting Danger Thunderbird, gonna stop that with Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. Uh-oh. Maybe not the best thing to do because nobody said it was once per turn. So reveal Danger Thunderbird, a hard lesson for duelists to learn if they haven't played against Danger. Discarding Dark World with Danger Dark World. What? Wow, and then discarding Silva. Special summon Silva, return it back to the hand to special summon Grappa. Now, it's going to be overlay 3 monsters for Coach King Giant Trainer. Yeah, Rainbow, and you did great. Right, Coach King Giant Trainer's effect negated there, but still a little bit monsters in the graveyard. So now we're going to see the Gates of the Dark World banishing that Grappa, discarding that Silva, and Silva's effect activates, puts itself right back on the field. A link off of the Coach King Giant Trainer and the Salamander Catalyzer to make, Muckraker from the Underworld. So let's bring back another Fiend. Took a little bit of damage there from the Ghost Mourner and Little Chill. But special summoning a Fiend, and of course, recycling the Grapha. Just going to end there. Didn't get to do the full combo because they didn't get to do the Coach King Giant Trainer. So no damage, but secret password. Okay, the Hololive collab hasn't ended yet. VTubers, get yourself ready. So I think we're in for Evil Twin Live Twin Fiendsmith. Remember that Kiskill, the Evil Twin Kiskill, is a light Fiend here. So Live Twin Lilla to Live Twin Lilla Frost. Or excuse me, to Live Twin Kiskill Frost. Making that Evil Twin Lilla in the alt art. Gonna go ahead and bring back the Kiskill Frost. And then did they have both alt arts? Nice, they do. Evil Twin Kiskill showing up in the alternate outfit there. Ultra rare style. Gonna go ahead and bring back the Evil Twin Lilla. Does get to destroy a card. And then begin the Fiendsmith combo. Got rid of the field spell, very smart. Didn't take the bait for the monsters. But going actually into Evil Twin's Trouble Sunny. So battle phase, gonna attack there. Using the Muckraker to target another card that's going to take the hit instead. Tributing the card, though, in order to bring out Kiskill and Lilla. But getting to draw a card with the Kiskill this time because summoning Kiskill while you got a Lilla monster is able to do just a little bit more damage there. But that did trigger off the effect of the Salamander Catalyzer. Not something you see every day, that's for sure. We are going to see actually sending, wow, Evil Twins, Kiskill, and Lilla to the graveyard for the send. And then linking again into a second copy of Evil Twins Trouble Sunny. This is no Fiendsmith deck. And wow, by the way, you don't see that every day. Really cool copy of the Evil Twins Trouble Sunny. Spoiler alert, by the way, her companion is named Luna. So Sunny and Luna, Sun and Moon. Gonna go ahead and swap back out. Not even going to let, again, the Tiger King get anything out on the field. So drawing a card and destroying, no Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring because correctly resolving those chain links in order. Destroying, again, the Tiger King. And the Salamander Catalyzer is going to be able to special summon. But there's Max C, just getting even more advantage. So Duelist THX or Duelist Thanks giving AI Maker a run for their money with just classic Evil Twin Live Twin plays. 200, by the way, great for a tournament where life points do matter. Called by the Grave, going to stop that Silva, please. Stop the bleeding there. AI Maker not able to bring out any additional cards. So just a 1600 attacker clears out the Evil Twin Lilla, but that does mean that it can be special summoned once more. And not going to be able to destroy it. But using the effect now just to have additional bodies on the field, additional ways to play. So back to live play, just wild stuff. As we get like really late in the tournament, like the cool stuff starts showing up. You start to figure out how these duelists got here by surprising their opponents with not something weird, just something off the beaten path for everything else we've been seeing today. So just some good stuff so far. Now we get to see where we're going next. And it's access code Talker. And yeah, you did use a decent sized link monster there, so it'll be 4,300 attack, which means that's the only resistance needed. Because all you gotta do, 43, go ahead and banish one of those link materials in the graveyard, which happen to be a link monster of a certain attribute, and then say goodbye to Salamander Catalyzer. And that's gonna do it. Oh, and banishing the Royal of the Evil Twins Trouble Sunny just for good measure there. Wow, okay, I am thoroughly impressed today, Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. Not that I matter at all, but still, it's nice to see some good duels, I'll say that. And that is game. Okay, so Duelist thanks, collecting another win. Thanking AI Maker for a good duel. Better be saying GG. But good stuff. And I think that's going to be all for that one. Take a look at when time in the round is for this round. It's going to be in about a minute, so we definitely have some chances to watch some replays here. Because next round's last round! Wow, I cannot believe it. Let's see somebody we haven't shown off. We've shown off. Gremory and Circusana here. Let's take it from Gremory's perspective. They did win the duel. A little spoiler alert when we have to watch those replays. But just good stuff. Oh my goodness, good stuff. All right, so going first. And looks like Sky Striker versus Rescue A. So cool to see Sky Striker for sure. Looks like both duels must have recently changed their fields because they got a mate and they got nothing else. So Dia Bellstar going to go ahead and kick this party off by setting the Deception of Sinful Spoils. And getting rid of Dia Bellstar to grab the Hallowed Azamina. Playing the Hallowed Azamina. We know the song and dance by now. Getting rid of Deception of Sinful Spoils and say hello to Azamina Archelago. Alright, that's going to go and search out the original Sinful Spoils, Snake Eye. And also gets the Azamina back, so using the Hallowed Azamina. Going to go and pitch the original Sinful Spoils, not even using that to bring out any monsters of any kind. But recycling it again, banishing it. Dia Bellstar goes back to the deck. And I think from that point, yeah, just draw, draw, draw. So now's the fun part. Of course, you get the Rescue Ace Hydrant. You get to search any Rescue Ace monster you choose. You get the Turbulence. You activate Emergency, bringing out Preventer. And then tributing the Impulse from the hand. You're going to link off the Rescue Ace Hydrant to make Link Karibo. And now you've got those two Rescue Ace cards in the graveyard, so really easy to go ahead and make Turbulence. The Turbulence splashing down on the field there, linking off this additional monster from Moon of the Closed Heaven. Just fun from here because, as we know, Preventer allows you to put back the Rescue Ace Hydrant from the banishment to the field, and now you can set all these fun cards. So we're going to contain, Emergency. We also have Alert. It's getting recycled because Rescue is in the hand there. But adding back the Preventer, just for later use. Fiendsmith's Requiem being special summoned to the field. Fiendsmith Requiem gone from the field, and there's Engraver. Again, just great gameplay here. Take a look to make sure we don't miss our last round here. Looks like they've still got a few outstanding matches, but they should be posting up time soon. So we'll go ahead and kind of fast forward this just so we don't miss the bus. Fiendsmith's Desiree finally being fusioned out. I feel like we haven't seen that much Desiree throughout the tournament, though. Promethean Princess bringing back the Hydrant. Now, again, this is a very different deck. It's Rescue Ace and not just pure Sinful Spoils Fiendsmith. I guess that would be pure, but you know what I mean. We're going to go ahead and see the negation of the Promethean Princess turning off its own effects. You get the 2-material Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Something we saw a lot in the NAWCQ. Very curious to see this side. So they started off, of course, with the Harpy's Feather Duster. That is going to be negated by the Ilia Sylvia. Great way to get rid of it. Now we see the Forbidden Droplets also negate another card on the field. Decided to only go for 2, not messing with the Desiree, maybe feeling they could play through the Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. I might have played both, but it seems like we're going to try to start things off with Cyber Dragon's going to get hit with a Contain. So negate that effect and prevent it from being used as a material. That's kind of painful with the Power Bomb, though. But that does get fused off with the Chimera Mega Fleet. So, after that, we are going to see an Ash Blossom Joyous Spring on the Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. So we ain't engaging nothing. Power Bond, the last thing in the hand, though, entering the battle phase, flipping that monster phase down. That may be all she wrote. Soda Caslana bringing a great set of cards to the tournament, but it looks like Gregory is going to be able to just pass through this using the Hydra to get the Airlifter. Airlifter grabbing the HQ and just turning stuff to attack mode at this point. Going to go ahead and battle over the Chimera Mega Fleet Dragon. And Chimera Tech, not this feel as technically inclined as usual, are going to special summon that monster. Going to go ahead and ditch your other attacker there, but Preventer able to go ahead and bring back the Turbulence. During the battle phase, attack for 3,000. That's all she wrote. That's game. All right. So we only have one last round. One last round. Oh my goodness. And I cannot believe how crazy this tournament has been. What a just like a flash in the pan it felt like, because we started the stream about 3.5 hours ago and we got through 8 rounds. So they were 20-minute rounds, so that's probably why. But now we come down to our last top tables for the day. Let's go through a couple of announcements before we go through this last round, especially if you're just joining us. What are we doing here? This is Shadow Duelist Tournament coverage. This is just to make sure that everybody has something they can, be able to showcase at home. This is what the tournament was. This is what I did. But what are our players competing for? Well, there's some great prizes, actually. Nobody's going to go home without anything if they make the top cut, because in the top cut, top 16 are all going to get a Rescue Rabbit plush. If you go further than that, you get the Time Wizard plush. You also get an early days collection code for Steam. You even get a Steam deck if you make second place, and all the way at first place is going to be that autographed Shadow Duelist mask, the Steam deck, the Steam code. You also get, again, everything else we mentioned, so really, really cool stuff. We are about to start that last round in about 3 minutes here, but what are we going to do? Well, after this, we're going to go post all this coverage on my YouTube channel, so of course you can see that. A lot of people covering this tournament. It's really good to see people just excited about it. We don't know who the celebrity is, but someone will unveil it. No, it's not me. Everybody's like, it's you, Pheromone, right? I'm like, no, it's not me. I'm not a celebrity. But we will find out who is going to clash against them tomorrow for our top cut, right? It's going to be top 32 starting at the same time. 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. But we're not done yet. Still got one last round. So let's go ahead, jump back into our duel room, and find out who the latest and greatest of our dueling competitors, because they're going to get started in, I think now? Dare I say it? I think, yeah, in about 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And we've had some really cool stuff. I'm really curious to see if some of our sort of duelists showcasing some other types of gameplay, if they stick down to the more reliable decks tomorrow, or if they're challenging themselves to go all the way with things like Blue Eyes. We saw Dark Magician, just weird stuff. We'll find out who our top 32 is, though, when the standings post, and I'm excited to see what it is that tomorrow's going to look like. Tomorrow's going to be single elimination, and it's going to be best 2 out of 3, so it'll be 45-minute rounds, and we'll really get to hunker down and find out what these duelists are made of, with another great free-to-enter Discord-based Master Duel tournament, which is cool. We've been talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the early days collection. We didn't have free online tournaments that were officially supported where you met celebrities off of them, when the early days collection games were new and fresh and young. So enjoy this. Take a moment. Be thankful on this greatest of dueling days, Saturday, or I should say Saturday Duel, right? Because in a minute here, we are going to find the last of these duelists, and we'll definitely, the VOA people are definitely like here. They're large and in charge. Seeing some repeated names as well, including Rainbow. Hi, Rainbow, since I think you can hear my voice. Also got some other ones. NDA Rafa in 2 shares. I guess that hadn't updated yet. There we go. Yeah, people are just sitting on down. Find out who our #1 undefeated duelist is, who had the best record. We'll go through the Battlefy bracket. Let me go ahead and give you guys the Battlefy bracket again in my Twitch chat, just so you got it. Hey, Nero, that is okay, fam. Hopefully your luck turns around. But speaking of luck, you are just in time to tune in, because these duels are going to be started. First one to start, we'll go. So, looking for that lit up green spectate. First one I see. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's going to be RXO again. Okay. I believe they were the one playing Punk Gold Pride, so yes. Yes, I'll take it. Maybe we get to see an interesting show. They may have dropped the deck. We shall see. But again, I'm Pheromone. This is the last round of the Shadow Duelist Tournament, so let's make this the best 20 minutes of our life. Get hyped, chat. So RXO going first, and wow, they're doing it. Royal. Lossy finish there. The no Punk Zayaman paying 600 life points to add in a Punk monster. They're going to use no Punk. Deer Note revealing Foxy Tune. And we're live. I assume they're going to special summon the Deer Note, put the Foxy Tune in the graveyard, and might be seeing a synchro summon here of Dragon Drive. So time for a jam session. Yeah, there it is. Punk Jam Dragon Drive. So paying 600 life points, one of my favorite decks in terms of like just the vibe that it plays. Performers giving up their life force to put on the best performance possible. I wonder why I like that, huh? All right, so Chain Links. Let's go ahead and special summon the Zayaman. And then we're also going to add to the hand. I usually add a Ghost Ogre here, but it looks like it said, ooh, Psychic Wielder. Not a bad one to grab. You can go and special summon that. You're not locked into anything. You can use that for an Xyz summon too. But now we're going to make Psychic End Punisher. Life points are lower. It's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Feels pretty good. And End Phase ain't doing nothing. RXO just like beat this strong boss. Once you've beaten this boss, then I'll consider playing my other cards against you. Well, not a bad way to go. Now, it's not invincible, but this is going to be interesting as UBEL is the opponent. So La Flama, I should say, is using UBEL. Going to use the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring against the opening of the Spirit Gates. So the Spirit Gates, unfortunately, are closed. But now we're going to see some sort of Lotus. Going to go ahead and tribute itself. And it's where it gets a little bit hectic. Because Spirit of UBEL could set Nightmare Pain. And Nightmare Pain could be very painful because all of a sudden Psychic End Punisher is a liability for having so much attack points. So Nightmare Pain is activated. Going to destroy a dark monster in the hand or field. It's going to be Spirit of UBEL. So Spirit of UBEL going to turn basically into Gruesome Grave Squirmer. And Gruesome Grave Squirmer probably going to show up now that we've got UBEL on the field thanks to the Spirit of UBEL effect. So destroying UBEL, going to convert that into Terror Incarnate. Terror Incarnate, of course, still a UBEL monster, so putting that in attack mode. Because Phantom Pain, or Nightmare Pain, I should say, Nightmare Pain. This isn't the Phantom Pain, that would be another game by Konami. Oops. Alright, Moon of the Closed Heaven, though. Going to go ahead and targeting that monster. Are we really going to try to link it off? I mean, we kind of can't. Unaffected. But certainly an interesting interaction. Shuffling the materials from the graveyard back in the deck for Phantom UBEL, but also link summoning Fiendsmith's Requiem. So Fiendsmith Requiem immediately using its effect. Maybe you're fine. You know, Psychic End Punisher really is enough for the most part for a lot of different decks. It's hard to get past Psychic End. But with the right combination of UBEL cards, you could just do damage, and that's enough. In fact, right here alone, 3,500 times 2 is what class? That's right, 7,000. And 7,000 is bigger than 6,800. Now, before we get into that, we're going to use the Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. We're going to go and add an Unchained monster. It's going to be the Unchained Soul of Sharvara. Do we Sharvara? Well, we don't have to just yet. We're going to go ahead and use the Fiendsmith Engraver effect and shuffle back the Moon of the Closed Heaven back into the deck to special summon that card. And it is a Fiend. So Sharvara could try to do that, but instead, let's go ahead and link off these monsters. Looks like it's going to be Link 2 or Unchained Soul of Rage. Using Sharvara against this particular target, much smarter for sure than just shotgunning it out the gate. So, Soul of Rage is going to go ahead and use its effect, special summoning another level 6 Fiend, but also Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. Let's go ahead and banish it from the graveyard. And then one more Fiend monster is going to come out. If it's UBEL, it's all you need. So Fiendsmith Engraver. Going to go ahead and discard it. Still hasn't used its effect yet. I mean, you could probably draw a Lockbird here, but I don't know if that is going to be super helpful. Fiendsmith's tracked again. RXO just basically caught looking here. No ability to stop or interact. But as one of the strongest monsters ever created in Duel Monsters, Psychic End Punisher, a little PEP. And now we've got enough materials on the field that we are going to see another Link 2. And this time it's going to be Fiendsmith Sequence. Remember, it doesn't require a Fiendsmith monster, it just requires a Light Fiend. Setting the Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. But now there's the Fusion Summon. Do we go for the Desiree? We do. So 3 cards here. Engraver, Requiem, and Lurie. Gonna go ahead and combine the Fiendsmith Desiree. It's super smart for sure, like just being able to like pile more on the board, but you still have to deal with the Desiree, which means you really do need another UBEL monster. Without another UBEL monster, you just can't reflect enough damage back. So now we've got a multi-material Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. So still not quite sure how we're gonna get through here. Maybe playing the long game. Did just want to double UBEL it out. Oh, but revealing Dark Beckoning Beasts. And replacing another for another Phantom of UBEL. That's all that's needed. Don't use the effect. Using the effect! Gaining all the power. I guess if you're going to go out, you might as well go out in style. It's going to gain the difference. So that'll pile on 1,200 more, putting it up to 4,700. You may regret that. Yep. It was already going to be down anyway. Now it's just a bigger splash of damage, so RXO not able to conquer that. But nice UBEL gameplay that we got to see there from their opponents. So La Flama reduces their opponent's HP, LP to 0. All right, let's take a look at Just Eat versus Young Bronwyn. Haven't seen that yet. Hey, you know, sometimes it's their time to shine games, you know? If you were asked, hey, would you like to showcase a great duel, considering it's only 1 out of 1? Well, if your answer is no, that's okay, fam. But they gave us a great show, and let's see. Oh my goodness, it's Ice Jades. Well, Trevi Wallace is going to respond to Ice Jade Ran Agarine. We'll also see Maxi as well. So double draws here anytime something is special summoned from the extra deck or the deck, and a single draw for everything else. There'll be 1 card. And another card, but the Joel Lockbird at least is going to slow that down to 5 cards. Better get your combo going now as we go into Lancia, Ancestral Dragon of the Ice Mountain. But that was all they could do there just to stop those last 2 draws. So main phase, Just Eat. Did what they could, they just ate, right? But Deception of Simple Spoil is going to get stopped there by the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. It was a continuous spell that was already facing on the field, so perfect activation there. Now we're going to see Poplar use the monster effect here, but we should be able to start putting out some Ice Barrier monsters soon. Haven't seen anything happen yet. It's going to be once per chain when your opponent special summons a monster. So that's going to be now. So Lancia, let's go ahead and see. The way the Ice Barrier deck plays is you basically put various stacks of these powerful Ice Barrier monsters. It looks like the first thing that's going to happen is General Raiho of the Ice Barrier. That's going to make your opponent discard whenever they try to resolve effects. Here's another one, though, now. It's gorgeous. It's going to put those monsters in defense mode. So then, we're going to go and make them discard. Raiho just constantly forcing the discard. So all those extra resources you typically get from being able to play a Fiendsmith Snake Eye deck, that comes a little bit of a cost, but you also get to load up your graveyard, which isn't the worst. And because it's a discard, you technically can just discard a Fabled Lurie if it came up. But focusing down here, we do have the Moon of the Closed Heaven. And we are going to see the Snake Eyes Flamberg Dragon go and special some of those 2 cards back onto the field. Raiho now in the Spell and Trap zone, certainly a little bit easier to deal with. So Moon of the Closed Heaven is going to go ahead and bring out Fiendsmith's Requiem. Alright, so as we continue through, looks like we are going to see Fiendsmith Engraver get single copy of the Fiendsmith Requiem there. Go and use that to toss out, get rid of another Ice Barrier monster. Fiendsmith Sequence approaching the field. And finally, the Desirees. I noticed the Desirees as the tournament gets like later in the bracket. They want to bring out Desiree. They can't risk it. So now you've got that 2 negate there. It's a double negate. It happens at the same time, but that could still come up. And now we're, of course, going to see another Link 2 here. SP Little Knight probably coming after the Lancia. Ancestral Dragon of the Ice Barrier are going to banish it right off the field. Now that it's gone, time for a free Trishula, treated as a Synchro Summon. So Trishula's 0 Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Approach the field, gets to banish multiple cards, but the Fiendsmith's Desiree was summoned out. Perfect timing. Maybe Young Bronwyn had experienced this before, had played either against Justway, or just like actually knew what was was happening with Lancia, because not everybody has that Ice Barrier matchup knowledge. But here's another Trishula. Trishula, not Synchro Summon this time, but he's 3,300 attack. We're live, by the way. Definitely depowered. And there's not a whole lot you can do. Right? You're just staring down Trishula, and Trishula big. So Just Eat is eating well, as Young Bronwyn has to consider exactly what they're going to do next. I mean, it's negated, and there's not much. I love that depending, you get like a little animation here. It's probably driving somebody crazy, but I just mean just this. If you point at it, it literally just changes because it's negated and equipped. But Young Bronwyn has to think about what to do now. You could technically crash the Desiree, right? If this card's sent to the graveyard, shuffle one other Light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck or extra deck, then target a card, but it's negated, so maybe trying to determine if that effect would even activate. No hints from me. Can't watch the stream for hints. But we'll see how they manage to get this done. And they can't burn the clock out because this is not going to end for another 9 minutes. 9 minutes. So maybe just, again, try to figure out, do I crash or do I not crash? Interesting. Because it's a big dilemma. I mean, it's a super, like, real, actual dilemma. If you don't know the answer to this question, maybe you don't want to crash. Maybe you do. Maybe it's the right answer. Maybe it's the wrong answer. So I'm saying no hints. Not seeing anything in the dispute channel, so something maybe? I mean, the game is still working as far as I see. Thinking real hard about this then. Not too many effects in play. There's just the SP Little Knight effect that you cannot attack directly. That's also really important too. It's negated, but I think it's still lingering because it's there on the lingering conditions button down here on the bottom right of the screen. Interesting. I'm going to double check to make sure they haven't reported a win on this one. So Just Eat versus Young Bronwyn. Go to round 8. And no, this one's still going. Not sure if Young Bronwyn is just reciting in Darkest Day, in Brightest Night. But still just happening here. But nothing yet. Okay. I guess we're just here. Well, we're gonna have to find out what happens on this duel later, because if they're just gonna chill out. Can't chill out when we only got 9 minutes left on the clock there. Oh, it looks like they did disconnect. Okay, that was an error. So nobody did anything wrong. Looks like we had a disconnection there. All right, so let's take a look at Kaiser Dandy versus Walls Krill. But based on the disconnection there, then Young Bronwyn appears to be the winner of that match. Well, that's one way to get out of the tournament. Let's see how these two duelists handle the last round. All right, looks like we're starting off with Mulcharmy Purulia. Nope, we're not. It's Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Kaiser Dandy putting the kibosh on that immediately. So do a little dancing around our Mulcharmy Purulia. And, well, time to wake up from your nap. There's no time to be terribly tired here, tapirs. All right, so Fiendspit Track going to activate. Going to go ahead and grab the Lurry. We can go ahead and catch up on this duel since it already is in progress. Going to discard the Lurry. Of course, special summon the Lurry to the field. And supplement that with Poplar, but Poplar's effect is going to get negated. No sinful spoils for you. We will see, wow, just in defense mode, the Kikinagashi Fucho. So detach 2 materials from it, can't be destroyed by battle, and you take no damage involved in the card. Set a card and pass. Wall Skrill doing nothing further. Pass it right back. Kaiser Dandy's done. Nope. After you, kind duelist. Kaiser Dandy draws for turn. Discards the Mulcharmy. But Forbidden Droplet will stop that dead in its tracks. Battle phase, 1250. After you, kind sir, it's Wall Skrill back again. Go and use Ultimate Slayer. getting rid of the Kiki Nagashi Fucho. But doesn't shuffle it back into the deck after all. Interesting. Because it's unaffected by other cards, just period. You can't do it. Wow. Okay, so play passing back over, a little Tenpai time. But negating the effect of the Tenpai Dragon Chundra. It tries to battle, but the two materials are detached, and that's going to put that Snake Eyes Poplar back into the Spell and Trap Zone. A summon will go ahead and bring out Heat of the Fire Charmer Ablaze, who is able to steal that Ash Blossom of Joyous Spring. Link that off into SP Little Knight, and SP Little Knight is going to go ahead and banish the DUEL Star. Set a single card, and we got ourselves a simplified game state if I ever saw one. All right, Fiendsmith, Engraver, going to return the Fabled Lure back into the deck. Fiendsmith, Engraver on the field. Just attack, just 200. But now let's go and link it off into Fiendsmith's Requiem. We do not need to catch into the smoke of the SP Little Knight. I wonder if that's what the S in SP Little Knight stands for. Jokes aside, Fiendsmith's sequence is made there. Linking it off. Going to go ahead and return materials to make Fiendsmith Lacrima. And Fiendsmith Lacrima's effects and bring out an additional copy of Fiendsmith Engraver. Those will be built into the overlay network, and Xyz up to perform for Triple D, Wave Hiking Caesar. Next is a link summon of SP Little Knight, who's going to banish that Chundra. Be gone! I'm not dealing with that. So Kaiser Dandy keeping the game state simplified, but here's another Ultimate Slayer using Bucephalus to also send Garura to draw an additional card, which appears to have been Raigeki. Raigeki getting rid of those cards, but at least that gets a reset of 1,200 life points. You get to normal summon the Dora, add in the Tenpai Dragon Genraku. Genraku, now live, is going to be using its effect to go ahead and reveal itself to special summon itself immediately. Did he make it? It's a tutor monster. You can even perform the Synchro Summon right here. Well, first off, Tenpai Dragon Genraku is going to be supported by that Dora's effect, revealing the Molcharmi Fualos. Didn't hit a Fire Dragon. That's what you're looking for in Mahjong. You want to have a matching card there. But instead, we're bringing out the Sungenpai Biden Dragon. We'll use that likely to special summon the Tenpai Dragon from the graveyard. Chundra, you coming back for reprisal? No, actually. Because of its convenient level 3 here, going to bring back the Tenpai Dragon Genraku. Now we're in the battle phase. So, 2,600. Do another attack. And then Tribute. So it hasn't used its effects. Going to go and special summon. A lot of different things you can do right now. It's going to be Tenpai Dragon Pydra. Pydra's going to be able to add in the Sangen Kaiman from the deck to the hand. Alright, so Sangen Kaiman. Let's go and jam that. 1,700. And this may be all she wrote, unless there's something in the hand that can stop it. But I don't think anything can stop the almighty power of turning off all your effects with Sangenpai Transcendent Dragon appear on the field. I know it's coming. So breathing all kinds of lightning. And this brings a whole new meaning to the word heat death. Right? That being the scientific principle of energy losing in the universe, blah, blah, blah. But 3,000 damage here, 2,600, no ability to respond in any way with the Sangenpai Transcendent Dragon. Walls Krill cements themselves into our top 32 for sure, with a winning record with Tenpai Dragons. The X2s can make it though, worry not, friends. A single loss, even a double loss, is not enough to kick you out of this tournament. Looks like we got one game still in progress. So let's see what Niru is doing to their opponent. All right, Nero selecting to go first here. Got ourselves a Blue Eyes boy? Let us see. All right, they're going to start with Pot of Duality and Dimension Shifter. No way. Fluandereeze? Lava Golem? Inferno Tempest? What? Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see where this is going. And grabbing the Battle Phaser, activating Soul Absorption, and passing. And that's clearly an Inferno Tempest if I ever saw one. Setting a card and passing. So Goku doing nothing, Nero doing nothing. Nero draws for turn. Activating Banquet of Millions. Look at all this banishment. Now look at all this life gain. 15,000 life. Now we've got, whoa. I have never seen, through Finesse, the Tactical Trapper. If normal summon or special summon, you can banish a trap from your deck and increase the card's level by 1. You can target a trap in either graveyard, banish it, and then increase the card's level by 1. If the card and its opponent's or excuse me, the owner's possession destroyed by an opponent's card, you can set a banished normal trap. Perfect. Okay, very interesting. So Effect Veiler is going to stop that. No banishment here. But there's a banished Macrocosmos. And we just gain a little bit more. 1,800. What is this? This is so crazy. I love this. I love this. Didn't set the Tempest. Was trying to do something totally different. All right. So, if you're just joining us, we are in the last round of the day for the Shadow Duelist Tournament. And there's been some crazy stuff so far. We have not seen anything like this. This is definitely the first Sol player we've seen. There ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, Bakura, Pegasus, Merrick, Dawn 1000. So many different characters in the show employing a similar vibe to their deck. But nothing similar here as we see Link Karibo getting made off of the Snake Eyes Poplar. Supported, of course, by Fiendsmith Engraver. We're going to see Snake Eyes Poplar go to the Spell and Trap Zone, but immediately linked off with the original Sinful Spoils, sending that to the graveyard. We're going to special summon the Snake Eye Ash, who adds the Snake Eye Oak. Snake Eye Ash is going to send that Link Karibo to the graveyard in order to special summon the Flamberge Dragon. Flamberge Dragon may do a little push-in, but looks like instead we're going to go ahead and activate the Deception Sinful Spoils, recycle the Fiendsmith Engraver, get that onto the field. IP Masquerena going to go ahead and pile itself back on there. And then, going to go ahead and see the Hallowed Azamana. Hallowed Azamana is going to use the Deception of Sinful Spoils there. Deception of Sinful Spoils is going to make the move Archelago. And then, Archelago, of course, going to go and search a Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils from the deck to the hand. Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils being activated. Getting that DUEL Star. Going to shuffle that deck right up. Now, discarding really interesting stuff there from Goku. Sinful Spoils, a Betrayal Silvera. We don't always get to see that. Nor do we see every time Sinful Spoils of Subversion a little bit more popular than the Silvera. But now we're going to see the Link 3 here. Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon back on the field here. Going to get linked off into Salamangreat Raging Phoenix. Just so many numbers on the field, but are those numbers bigger than 23,500? Do you need anything more than that? Well, we got World Sea Dragons Atlantis here to make a splash here, so let's bounce everybody off the field, and then everybody rains on down. Summon attack moves and defense moves, we'll see. Certainly bigger monsters there on the board. We do get to see Archelago back on the field as well. Switching that over to defense mode. Now monsters did get banished. So even more life points from the soul absorption. All right. We're going to see a couple of monsters get cleared off, though, from the Promethean Princess Bestower of Flame. She does a lot of great work. But can they get through 26,500 life points at a Battle Fader? Like, sorry, friend. Stay on your side of the field. This is where we gain life points and play spells and traps. We're battle over here. What do you think this is? Dual monsters? Nero's got different plans as a Raigeki gets activated. Crashes down. The Thunderclap says goodbye to all the monsters. Yeah, we do, of course, get to see some additional effects there because of the destruction of the Archelago and the Raging Phoenix. So Raging Phoenix's effect. Let's go ahead and see it back on the field. Love those burning lines there. The heat. But with just a single set, it's the end phase. So Hallowed Azamana going to go ahead and reset that, but Threatening Roar just like... No! No, I can play this for 20 whole minutes without actually keeping my clock down. I can literally keep you out of this duel with 26,000 life points. I don't even need to turn the Battle Fader to defense mode. That's the level of street cred that Nero has. All right. Can't declare an attack, so let's see. Maybe do we put defense mode now? Ooh, Dimensional Fissure, actually. Battle phase. And just like, no. This is who I've got. Nothing is coming my way. So we're going to go and return that back to the deck. Probably the last we'll see a Fabled Lurry since it was discarded. That's going to be the end of it. We are going to see a little bit of recycling there with the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. Grabbing Snake Eye Oak from the deck and returning DUEL Star. Entering the battle phase. Sure. Sure, I can take the damage. I don't mind. Because even after all of those attacks from some of the biggest and most fearsome monsters and duel monsters, 17,300. That's 2 duels and some change. You still have more life points to pay. So going to start with Trickstar Reincarnation. Negating the effect there. Deciding that, no, I can't have any more life points and I can't lose my hand. Really cool stuff, though, Nero, for sure. This is some masterful dueling that shows you there's just more ways to win than just piling a bunch of attack points on the board. So Secret Simple Spoils. Back out here. And gonna change that into a Hida, the Fire Charmer Blaze. I don't think there were any fire monsters, but 1800, 1850, 5500. And that still puts you above 8,000. That's more than a single duel's worth of life points. Got a little snack on that 150. Setting the card. What could it be? All right, main phase. We're going to see the Divine Temple of the Snake Guy. Another threatening roar. Just say no to attacks. Loud enough to say, be gone! Probably blow out the microphone in somebody's ears on that, but just no. You ain't doing it this time. Wow, just wild stuff here. So again, we're at the last round of the day. And time on this duel did get called. This is so incredible. Okay, end phase. So fast forwarding a little, knowing that we've got time officially called. Time was called at 8150s higher. Really cool stuff. Okay, okay. So let's go over our top 32. Because I believe we have standings. We do. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. And we'll just talk about who's going to make it to tomorrow. So let us add all of these duelists here. And we'll go ahead and blow this up on screen and talk about what they're playing for and who we got. So, in first place, Yuzoria. After that, it's going to be Jude Yu-Gi-Oh! Flux Cap, Z Shankers, Skeleton, Jason Wanger, SN Kage, Lemon, Flavio, Arai, That Guy, Spectre, TTK, Maybach. Hey, you made it. Joey Quizan. We've also got Arsenate. Not sure how that one's pronounced. We also have Teptmuster, Phoebe, Jonas, Juan Alon, Scarblack, Kalale, Yuma, Jesse Cotton in 24th. Ooh, went X2 Earl GB. Yusuf. We've also got Dark, Luca, or I guess that's Lucas. Haga. We've also got Raph for King. Nyanter, and then finally in 32nd place, squeaking by, I Love Synchro. I think somebody who has been here a couple of times before. So thank you for everybody for playing. But let's talk about what we got tomorrow, right? So because we are going to be back, and this is going to be a crazy tournament because we got to see some really, really, really cool stuff. But tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you'll look at your clock, it is around 5 p.m. Eastern time. So some of you may be international. You don't know when Eastern time is. Well, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, approximately about 4 hours ago, is when we're going to start our Top Cut. That is also 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, noon Central time. That's when we'll be back, or you can just follow this channel, ring that bell, and you get those alerts. I'll go ahead and put everything up on YouTube, so if you're saying hi, YouTube, hi, YouTube, indeed. That's where we'll put all of our coverage. But tomorrow's going to be a little bit different. It's top 32. Single elimination bracket. Best 2 out of 3. 45-minute rounds. And we know we have world championship competitors and frequent people who have appeared on the Top Cut of this stream. So it's going to be some really, really solid stuff. But none of that happens without you guys. Or else I'm just screaming in a room by myself, which, spoiler alert, I kind of am. But thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to find out exactly who it is that reveals the celeb and wins the mask, or at least down to our top 2 finalists, because you got to save the actual special finals for that day. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you then, because guess what, fam? You know the drill. You are all free now.